Let's get it.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me a op, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Hop out and leave them holding like the Bible. AR-15, that's a high-pound rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK to anybody kill. Hop out, keep the drilling and spilling. Stay on point, 6-2, gon' split 'em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops Draco. I got 'em all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Shout out to my boy Nate Dogg, aka Mr. D1. Peace and blessings, King. We got my boy All Things always in the building. All things, peace and blessings, homie. Mike Biggs Boxing. Shalom, peace and blessings, King. Dank Luke Kane. Peace and blessings, brother. Give me about 5 minutes, I'll get you wrenched up, homie. Peace and blessings. Now that's my little cuz, bro. What's up, people? What's going on today? You know, we got other people coming in, but you know how we get started. What's going on today? What's up with the state of boxing right now? Hey, we was over there talking on for 9, and we had a good little show over there. We was talking about who y'all think will be fighter of the year. That's a good question right there. Fighter of the year is a great question because you got fighters like if Benavidez beats Boo Boo, that makes a good argument. Tank beat 2 Garcias and got over almost $2 million in pay-per-view revenues. That's good. If Devin beats Regis in a spectacular fashion, I mean, hey, that's a good one too. But if Naoya Inoue gets undisputed in 2 fights after moving up from undisputed, y'all already know the complexion for the connection gonna get him that right there. But you know, expensive paper. Shout out to my guy, expensive paper. Peace and blessings, King. Glad to have you in the building. So who y'all think may be fighter of the year? I mean, I want to hear from all y'all. Big Shaq, the God. Peace and blessings, King. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link because y'all know how we do. We have the open forum over here. Y'all know at Upper Echelon, everybody can say what they want to say. You know, we back everything by facts. Ain't nobody's opinions wrong. And you know, we discuss it like we up in your favorite. We in your favorite drink house, drinking and talking about the sports, you know? So everybody's welcome to say what they got to say. You know, this is how we doing. We just talking like grown folks. I mean, if you can't discuss it like grown folks, then you know what we here for. But yeah. That's a tough decision for fight of the year though. But I think it's between them 5 right there. Well, Shakur, if he do something bad to Del Santos, I mean, he got a good fight and an okay fight. But yeah, Yeah, and then don't forget Canelo. He done defended undisputed twice and beat another undisputed, even though he brought him up different divisions. You gotta always do that. See, but y'all gotta realize with our fighters though, we always graded on a curve. You feel what I'm saying? Like we gotta do twice as much to get half the attention. So it's funny though. Everybody giving Crawford, and Crawford's a great fighter. I feel like he's the best fighter out right now, pound for pound, number one. He the champ. But everybody give Crawford all these big ups. Actually, Nate Dogg, Tank did between 1.2 and 1.5 on 1.4 on Showtime. Plus, he did an additional 200K on DAZN. So that's around 1.6 million. Then with the other Garcia fight, he did it like 300 something. So that's almost 2 million pay-per-view buys in 2 fights. That's a lot of revenue. But yeah, Terrence Crawford, like I said, we don't take nothing away from him. But it's funny. Earl reminds me of Wilder. Because while Earl and Wilder was out here knocking people down, doing their thing, busting people up, they wasn't getting all this major praise, all these major accolades. But as soon as they lose, the person that beats them gets all the praise in the world, like, oh, Fury's the best ever. He beat Wilder. So you acknowledging that Wilder was great. Because if Fury beat Wilder and you give him all these accolades, then Wilder must have really been great. So you can't say he was overrated. Then Wilder is a great fighter. And see, that's called a backhanded compliment because they was acting like Wilder ain't this, Wilder ain't that. But you give Tyson Fury all the praise. You rank him the number one heavyweight and everything because he beats Deontay Wilder. Just like they want Terrence Crawford to be fighter of the year. They say he had the biggest win and everything off just one fight, not two. So you have to give Earl his credit then. And see, they don't want to give you your flowers when you're mowing the yard. They wait till after the yard's been plucked up and plowed before they want to give you your flowers. Oh yeah, Nate Dogg. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: the last thing that leaves a boxer is his power. And Wilder got that right hand from God, and it will come down and it will do everything that it needs to be done. And that's one thing you got to always remember. But this weekend we got Tim Tszyu versus Mendoza. Now Brian Mendoza, he's been an all right fighter, but he's become on as of late. Mendoza, after he lost to Jesus Ramos, he's done went on the tear. He went up, beat Jason Rosario at 160, stopped him, blues gas. Yeah, salute, King. Then he comes back to 154 and stops the heavily favored Fundora, who everybody was calling the cheat code. Now he's going up against Tim Tszyu. Now, Tim Tszyu, people say he's a quality fighter. I say Tim Tszyu, his ceiling, no matter what, he will always be a B-class fighter at best. I just don't see him with the physical attributes to become an A-class fighter. Oh, yeah, Dank Lucan, we had a lot of great fights this year. That's why I hope next year continues as well. But Tim Tszyu, I still can't forget him getting dropped by Terrell Gashaya. You feel me? Then he fought a Tony Harrison that should have been put out the pasture because Tony Harrison almost lost the fight to Garcia before that. Well, he really did, but they gave him a win. And then he beat Campo with a Hail Mary right hand, a Superman punch. Campo stood there and took it. Same Campo that just was in a war with Fundora, a knockout, drag-out war with Fundora, and the one that's been stopped by Earl. But, Tim Tszyu get him up out of there with a one-hitter quitter. Now Tim Tszyu going in there with a fighter who has gas, he got boxing, and he got a power. Now, I think Tim Tszyu may have more power than Mendoza, but I think Mendoza has more fortitude and more heart. And I feel like Mendoza's done been in there with Ramos, a bigger puncher than Tim Tszyu. And he's done been in there with Rosario and Fundora, all of which are big punchers. I feel like he steps to Tim Tszyu, and it's going to be in Australia, so Tim Tszyu has his customized rings. When you fight Tim Tszyu in Australia, you got to be prepared to fight into a box. Because fighting Tim Tszyu or brawlers like Tim Tszyu and Canelo, they like to keep the ring small. They want to keep you pinned in so you don't have corner to corner to go to. Well, I mean, and when you're the A side, you can do that. Like when Floyd was the A side, the ring was a lot bigger. Nate Dogg says, Amazon Prime, all X's don't sound right. My question is, Showtime leaves in boxing. Why can't they just keep the name and era on the same banner? I'll tell you what, Nate Dogg, if PBC signs with Amazon Prime, that's going to take boxing to another level. Yes, Showtime is great. And, I love Showtime. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Showtime has I think it's 20 million subscribers worldwide and everything. Not everybody has Showtime. I think Amazon Prime is getting close to near 1 billion. Do you know that platform is one of the biggest platforms in the world? So, hell, Showtime ain't no free TV anyway because it's a premium subscription, Dink. So it's a premium subscription, so you got to pay for Showtime anyway. But Amazon Prime is a huge platform that will spread the light of boxing across a lot of places, and it'd be across it'd be across worldwide, so they don't have to source out their fights to places like DAZN and them for the overseas rights. So you put them on Amazon Prime, that's more money for the PBC because now they can sell their fights overseas and don't have to sell it to Top Rank and DAZN. Brendan House, salute, King, peace and blessings. So yeah, that's a big step up. So people thinking just because they leaving Showtime, it's not no knock against them. Yeah, it's actually a blessing in disguise. Now, I didn't like the fact that they left Fox. Fox is a huge network. And Jerry Jones was mad about that because Jerry Jones has a deal with Fox. And he was helping push it, but they dropped the ball on Fox. But they still got CBS, Paramount, and Showtime. And Showtime still gonna keep them pay-per-view fights. And see, expensive paper. I wish boxing was number one sport too, but it ain't gonna be number one when you got the NFL, the NBA, the MLB. I think boxing is like the fifth sport in the United States. And it's crazy. Because if you had people that are athletes like LeBron James, if he started his career boxing, and what's the facts? Tyreek Hill. Young athletes that's super athletic. If they was all concentrated on boxing instead of football, man, we would have elite fights. It takes an elite athlete to make an elite fighter. See, we would be having all types of great fights. Yeah, that's a dream that we can't have, but hey, it sounds good. It sounds very good. But I'm gonna tell you another guy that people ain't paying attention to, and it's my guy. He's at 130 now. And, William Foster III. William Foster III. He was 135. Now he's down to 130. William Foster III. He's 5'9", 5'10" at 130. They call him the assassin. William Foster III is the guy that thoroughly beat Edwin De Los Santos. He gave Edwin De Los Santos his only loss. The man is a monster. Yeah, I don't know if Showtime wants to pass up that pay-per-view money, but even if they did work a dual, they could work a dual platform with Showtime and Amazon Prime as well, because Showtime can have the rights to the United States as well as Amazon has all the other rights. So this PBC will actually get more money for their fighters because now they don't have to outsource it and let people like Matchroom and DAZN and Top Rank get their overseas money. So actually, that's a big come up. And like I said, it's more people that have Amazon Prime than any platform in the world. So you got the people that have Showtime, and as well as you run a pay-per-view on Amazon Prime, that will push you out to a bigger market. And fighters like Tank and Ryan Garcia, who have such a big social media following, that would help them out tremendously. It would help them out very much. And PBC already got all the pay-per-view stars that's out right now. And they're working on Ryan Garcia. But PBC, they have Tank, Errol, Wilder, and Canelo. That's really all the people that does pay-per-view numbers. And hopefully, I mean, like I said, I ain't no hater. I hope Devin Haney, his pay-per-view does well. Because if Devin Haney does well, then that puts a light on boxing. And so that lets boxing get more out there so more people can watch boxing. And with more people watching boxing, that gets to push the sport. And that's what people not thinking about. If you pushing the sport, then that affects it a lot more. And I thought my co-host would be up here. Let me send my co-host a message real quick. Cause my co-host was supposed to be on here. Yeah, hold on 1 second, people. Give me 1 second. But yeah, anybody else want to hop up here, get your boxing talk, anything you want to talk about? Today is an open forum, so anything y'all want to talk about in boxing, I'm coming off the chat. We're gonna discuss whatever the chat talk about. All right. That's what I like. I like that right there. We ride with the chat. Whatever y'all feel like is important in boxing. Because I have what I talk about, but we a family here, and y'all might have some issues that y'all want to talk about. So today I'm open for we talking about whatever y'all want to talk about and discuss. So there go the link right there. And if y'all got a topic, just let me know so we can go ahead and talk that way. That's a true definition of an open forum. Oh, okay, Nate Dogg. Babysitting grown men. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shiwa Allah is in the building. I'm a bear. Shalom, princess. Well, Shalom, queen. I mean, because, Queen Zion, I don't know why they sit there and say our women are princesses. And, that's another thing. They say our women are princesses. And, I feel like our women are queens as well. Even though, it's a lot of things. But I feel kind of wrong calling a woman a princess when she a grown-ass woman. So, I'm going to call y'all my sisters, my queens. So, the heck what they say. So, what y'all think? Who thinks Tim Tszyu gonna win this weekend? And Floyd is still trying to Flossy Sports TV. Shalom, King. People are trying to get Camille Moten versus Leigh Woods, but Eddie Hearns is not trying to make that happen. But I think the young boy Mike can pull it out. Watching Josh Warrington and Leigh Woods last weekend, I feel like Camille Moten is more athletic at this point in his career already. And I feel like he has the power and the skills and the reflexes to stop him. And that's factual. That is actually facts. But fight of the year, is it Tank Davis? Is it David Benavidez if he wins? Original American, Shalom King. Is it Jose Benavidez if he beats Boo Boo? Is it Monster Inoue if he becomes undisputed in his next fight? Is it Terrence Crawford with the one win on Earl Spence? Is it Canelo with defending his undisputed twice and beat another undisputed fighter? Like, who do y'all think will be fighter of the year? Is it Shakur with De Los Santos and Yoshimito or Nagasaki, whatever the dude he fought, Yoshino? Is it Devin Haney with Lomachenko, and if he does an impressive showing against Regis Prograis? So who do y'all think will be fighter of the year? And shout out to Boback, man. Free Boback. Don't take your butt back over there messing with them people. They done told you, but they done told you now they don't want you over there. So, chat, who y'all think will be fighter of the year? Me, honestly, it'll either be Tank for me. It'll be Tank because I feel like Tank is one of them, but Tank, he garnered in 1.6 million versus Ryan and over 300,000 with other Garcia. Well, Dank, if you put it like that, Dank, then you gotta say Tank. Because Tank got almost $2 million in pay-per-view revenue in 2 fights with both Garcias. But if David Benavidez puts on a great show with Boo Boo, that's 2 top-notch fighters. Because Caleb Plant, Sweet Hands, is a great fighter. And Boo Andrade, an undefeated good fighter. If David Benavidez can pull that off, you got to give it to him. Yeah, Original American, that would be the case, but hell, they ain't even got a fight date yet for EJ and Crawford. I would like to see it soon. Like, I don't want more time to go through, but and like I said, Shawah, this new Devin Haney that we see, Regis might be in trouble because I ain't even gonna cap. Devin looking real snack strong right now. If y'all haven't seen these workout videos of Devin, that man look like his power just increased tenfold. Now I had one of my members, they sent me a thing talking about Devin on the same thing that Crawford was on. That's why we're gonna see Devin with unbelievable power. Now, if Devin comes out and fights Regis Prograis, and his power is amazing like that, I'm gonna ask Victor Conte, man, what the hell you got going on? But that's a double-edged sword because Devin's also moving up in weight. Devin's moving up in weight. And as y'all see with Crawford, as you move up in weight, when you get more closer to your walk-around weight, your power is popping. Yeah, Devin can easily be a welterweight, Shawah. Easily. And people talking about him going back to 135, he'd never make it. He'd never make it to 135 again. That's like asking Jamil Charlo to go to 135. It ain't going to happen. That's why I said I don't think Devin's going to be in the 140 division too long. Devin Haney looks like a brick shithouse. And I know I probably got in trouble for that, but he does. Devin Haney is solid. That boy is strong. And look, they were supposed to get up with Blu-ray because that's what Blu-ray was talking about. Talking about that before they got the belts, they was talking about working with me, and now they don't even want to work with me no more. So Devin and them, they bypassed Blu-ray, and now they snack strong. And I mean, he is snack strong. Has anybody else seen Devin besides me and Shawah? And you know he was already looking at Regis, and Regis isn't a slow leak. So for you to go out and hunt one of the most dangerous fighters at 140, you got to know something. Yeah, his dad does push people away. His dad comes off abrasive at times. But one thing you can't say, even though his dad is doing all that, his dad is now bringing the spotlight to him. His dad is bringing the spotlight to him because, look, we talking about it. And one thing, yes, Shawah, I want to see if that, I think that power does get a boost. Because I seen him hit that bag. I said, woo. I could feel it. I could feel it just by watching him. And I said, ooh. And honestly, I said, man, and for the first time, I said, man, Regis might get stopped. And I mess with Regis. But I say, if Devin hits Regis the way he's hitting that bag, Regis got a long night. And Regis ain't going to be the bigger fighter as well. Devin's moving up in weight and still going to be the bigger fighter. And that's like when I told y'all Terrence Crawford was the biggest fighter versus Earl. Terrence Crawford was brawling. And like Terrence Crawford had a hard time dropping 10 pounds because he had his muscles right for that division. Like he is maxed out on muscles in that division. That's why I say, Devin, y'all can say what y'all want, but them Devin Haney coaches, they know something. For real. They not riding the Devin Haney wave like that for nothing. And like I said, Devin looks like a completely different fighter, and he looks like he'll be trouble for anybody at 140. I used to, and like Rick Tim say, the man ain't got a knockdown in over 90 rounds. He might get a knockdown versus Regis. Yes, you are. Regis got them short arms, them short compact arms, and Devin got length with that jab. And like I said, Devin's getting to work out in the higher division. He's not draining himself, so that in on itself will give him more power. But that's not what I think. I think that man got a reserve of power. The man's gonna be like Crawford going to 147. When Crawford was knocking a few people out at 140, but when he got to 147, he just started the streak. Devin might be starting his tank run. And what's crazy is, and I'm gonna be 100% honest, if Devin starts getting knockouts, his fan base will go through the roof because he's a hell of a fighter. He's got great fighting skills. But like I said, they leave you wanting more when you watch a fight and a fighter doesn't close the show. Like, when you close a show, that's like giving a person a 5-course meal. You get the appetizer, you get the soup, the bread, the salad, you get the main entree, and you get the dessert with the dinner wine. And that's what a complete fight is. You come out with the ring walk, that's your bread and salad. Starting to hit up a couple rounds, exchanging blows, that's your appetizer. Then you got the main course when they start putting it in there, doing their thing. You get a couple drops, a whole lot of punches being thrown, body shots working. Somebody get dropped. That's your main course. Then when somebody go to sleep, that's your dessert with the little wine, and Victory getting his hand raised. That's a 5-course meal. That is a 5-course meal, and that's what fans want. When you got Deontay Wilder, you be setting up for a 5-course meal, but it's gonna be fast food because you're gonna get everything at one time. It's like when you go to a restaurant, they bring you your soup, salad, your breadsticks, appetizer, and your main course all in the same time. Dank Lucane, I'm gonna be honest, right? I see Teofimo as a great stepping stone for somebody. Either Tank gonna step on him, or Ryan Garcia, or maybe Devin. Teofimo is good, but those three right there beats him, and they become a stepping stone. Teofimo wants an 8-figure payday on his next fight. Tank and Ryan, the only people that can offer him such a big payday. But like I said, Teo is good, but against pure athletic fighters, he's not that good. See, I told people that he was gonna beat Josh because Josh was too big for the division and he was weight drained and he was slow. He's a slow brawler. Anytime you got a slow, methodical fighter against a speedy, athletic one, it's the reason why they say speed kills. And speed does kill. And Teo showed that. Just like Sandor Martin. He was a lot quicker than Teo, and he was popping and getting out the way. I said 8 figures, Nate Dogg. If I said 10 figures, that's my bad. But Teo wants 8 figures his next payday. And if he fights Tank Ryan, he can get it. 10 million for the fight. I ain't mean to say no damn 10 figures. Hell. PBC didn't even get 10 figures fighting. With Tank Ryan, they got they got 10. No, they got 9. Yep. But I'm going to tell you like this. Teofimo fights Tank. He can get if he gets a flat rate, I will give him between 10 to 15 mil. Because Teo and Tank, they do about 1 million pay-per-view buys. I don't care what you say. Teo versus Tank is a big fight. It won't do more than Ryan versus Tank, but it's got the different demographic. It got Teo coming off his win, Josh Taylor, plus it's a belt, a real 140 belt on the line, and Tank moving up. That fight will get Tio his 8 figures. And see, Tio might try to get greedy, but Tio got to realize his biggest payday was versus George Kambosos. And against George Kambosos, he only got like a little under 2 million. He only got 1 million versus Josh Taylor. Teofimo feels like he's been underpaid in the sport of boxing. So Teofimo, if it comes to Tank and he has a chance to make that bread, he's gonna say the hell with whatever Bob Arum say, and he's gonna take that fight. Especially if they say 10 million or better, Tio's taking that fight. And see, him and his dad are so thirsty for that money, they might sign for a flat 10 to 12 million for that Tank fight. Boom, give him a flat fee. And then let's just say Tank, let's just be logical. Let's just say Tank and Tio does about 600K. I think they do $1 million, but let's just say they do 600K at $85 a pop, because you know it's 85 with Tank. So that's around 55 million in pay-per-view money with the 600K. That's around 55 million pay-per-view. And let's just say he does a $20 million gate, because you know Tank and them they done did back-to-back 20 million gates. And I'm not even saying 20 million gate. Let's say he do a 15 million gate. I feel like they could do 20, but let's just say he do a 15 million gate. That's 70 million. Teofimo done signed himself away for 15 million at the max. And that's 55 million left over for Tank and the PBC. Y'all don't think he'll do that? Hell yeah. That'd be Tank's biggest payday. That'd be by far Teofimo's biggest payday times 7. And that's a great fight. And if Ryan was on the PBC, they could do the pay-per-view with Tio. And you know, Ryan, I feel like Ryan and his followers would do about 500, maybe 500, maybe 600 with Tio. Well, I feel like Tank can do $1 million with Tio. I think Ryan and Tio do about 6 to 650. But I just did 700. I just did 650 on Tank and Ryan. I mean Tank and Tio, just to be safe. But yeah, that do numbers. I'm telling you, Ryan is the next big thing, but he's behind Tank Davis because Tank Davis got the win over him. But if Ryan beats this Oscar guy, hey, does anybody know if they put Ryan versus Oscar Duartes on the Zone pay-per-view or not? I'm thinking they try to make that a pay-per-view fight, ain't they? Does anybody know? Hell yeah, Nate, dog. Easy. But I'm asking is Ryan versus Oscar. Is that pay-per-view? Because it'd be stupid as hell to take Ryan's momentum and put it on free TV, especially with such a fight. Because this is a fight that will appeal to the Mexican fan base. Because you got Oscar in there, who's a hard-nosed Mexican boxer. Shawah. No, he's not. I'm thinking they might change it before the fight, Dank Luque, because Ryan, he has that push. And besides Tank, this is one of Ryan's biggest fights. This is bigger than To Go, all that right there. And I feel like Ryan just came off that big-ass pay-per-view. And you got him in there with a quasi-opponent. You might as well keep the fire going. Keep the iron hot. Because even if he does 100,000 to 200,000, it's still a win. See, you need at least 150,000 pay-per-view buys to break even. At least. Also depend on what you pay the fighters. And like I said, Ryan will garner that by himself. So if Oscar is not putting on pay-per-view, then like I said, he's trying to devalue Ryan. Because there's no reason why you don't put Ryan Garcia back. Yeah. Oscar's trying to devalue Ryan, like I said. First, he's trying to get him beat. Then he's trying to drop the value on him. But I'm going to tell you one thing right there. When you're a villain like Oscar De La Hoya, it always come back in the wash. You always end up biting your foot. And like Oscar, he think he's such a daggone mad scientist. Watch, Oscar gonna end up looking stupid in the end. And Ryan's gonna overcome. And my sister Shawar say that Riri gonna get his ass whooped. And I mean she's entitled to that opinion. Cause she ain't seen what I see. So you know I'ma always respect her opinion because she knows her sports. She watches her sports, she spends her coins on her sports, she knows her sports. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Ryan Garcia is not the same. And I can't say that, Nate Dogg, not a chance he loses, because one shot can finish a fight. And this boy, he has power. He done put 21 people down. But you know, like I said, and people will start believing me, Ryan's on a different level right now. I said Ryan was like a C+ fighter at first when he fought Tank. Now I give him a solid B. And after this Duarte fight, I feel like Ryan has the possibility of making it to an A. And in a couple years with Derrick James, I feel like Ryan could actually be an S-class fighter. He has all the tools. He has the athleticism. And people don't understand, but the kid has power. Ryan has power. And he's fast. Like, if y'all ever watch Ryan fight, if y'all ever clock that left he got, that left hand he has is breakneck fast. Like, that's why Tank had to watch that, because that left hand of Ryan is fast. Yeah, Dake, because it drops your punch resistance. But you know what, Shawar? Ryan got a high knockout percentage as well. People forgetting about that. But like I said, we've been getting a lot of great fights, and this is gonna be another great fight this year. Between Rounds TV, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Peace and blessings. But like I said, this year is gonna be a telling year. Oscar is trying to. Well, Dank, like I said, I talked to Derrick, and he said not before this fight, but after this fight, I'll be able to show y'all some of what Ryan been doing in the gym. I mean, I gotta respect that. I gotta respect Coach James, because you know he is giving me, you know, the access to see. But I appreciate him for that. Shout out to Coach James, man. He's a dog, man, and he got a brilliant coaching mind. But yeah, Ryan Garcia. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. He's the next big thing. But hey, Antoine Russell is in 140. Sabril Matias is in 140. You got Barbosa, who's undefeated at 140. 140 is stacked. You got T.O., you got Devin, you have Ryan. All of them in 140. You still got Jack Catterall, who beat Josh Taylor arguably and got robbed. Then you got people like Baranchek, Zapata. You got quality fighters up there as well. The 140 division is packed. You got Brandon Lee. You got Rowley. Like, you got your boy Albert Puerto, who lost his belt. Like, the 140 division is stacked. Then you got the the African, Richard Hitchison, Sandor Martin. Like, I think the 140 might be one of the deepest divisions in there. Then you got Regis Prograis. Like, the 140 division is stacked. Elvis Rodriguez, you got him in there. Like, the 140 division is amazing right now. And see, it's a lot of big fights to be made in the 140 division. T-Will, salute, King. And I was just sitting back looking at that the other day. I was like, wow. The 140 division has arguably 22 top fighters. Well, they have about 6 X-class fighters, 10 A-class, and like 5 B-class fighters in there. Like, if they mix it up in the 140 division, it will get real in there. And there's a lot of real killers in there
and I want to see who comes up out of it. And yes, at one point, the 135 division was that division. It was. But the 140 has emerged. Plus, they got all that talent in that division. Then you got the people running up. And I want to see Brandon Lee, Cool J Salute. I want to see Brandon Lee in there with a quality opponent. I'm tired of seeing Brandon Lee. Because, see, Brandon Lee was in there with Teofimo's old Pedro Campa. And Pedro Campa, Teofimo, his power didn't take him out of there until later on. But I thought Brandon Lee was a big puncher. But when he fought Pedro Campo, and Pedro Campo got used to the 140 division, because when Teo fought Pedro, Pedro was coming up. When Pedro fought Brandon Lee hit him with everything but the kitchen sink and could not drop that man. Factual. And to be honest, Shakur's not going to be 135 alone. Shakur's a big boy. Like, y'all got to realize, man, making 135, like, I ain't made 135 since I was a teenager. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that is serious. Let me get my guy between rounds straight real quick. Hold on, between rounds. There you go, bro. Welcome to the family. And you know, between rounds, welcome to the family. You see that name, Shawala Ya? You have any problems, holler at her. Or you'll see another person here, all things. You know, Thomas Hill, salute, King. Shalom. I was in there on Fanon with y'all. I'm about to drop this link, Thomas. We finish that conversation y'all was having. Here go the link. And anybody else want to hop up here as well? Y'all hop up here, man. Let's get this thing going. You know, I'm in here early today because my man KQKC said he couldn't come on today. So I didn't want y'all to be sitting there without no content for all this time. You feel me? You know, we got to keep the boxing going. You know, there's boxing everywhere. Plus, I know there's some people that's at work, and this is how they get their day going. You know, sitting around without discussing this beautiful thing we call boxing is a hardship. So, you know, I try to make sure we keep it popping, keep it going. But yeah, the 140 division, Teofimo beat Pedro Campo. He dropped him a few times. But what people forget, Pedro Campo was coming up to that division. He moved up to fight Teo, right? When he fought Brandon Lee, he was already acclimated to that division. That's why I say you have to get at least a fight to acclimate. Like when Terrence Crawford came up to fight Jeff Horn, that was a good fight for him at that division because, you know, it wasn't too hard. It wasn't too easy. But, you know, then you fight bigger fighters. You don't want to jump up and then fight somebody crazy. And, oh, yeah, we also got Jose Ramirez, Pedraza up there too. Sergey Lipinets is still at 140. And then we got O'Hara Davis, Kenneth Sims. Y'all know Kenny Sims is still there at 140. And Ishmael Barroso, he up there. And oh yeah, the bully, the guy that they call the bully, Batiar Akhmadov, the bully, he's right there. And then you got your boy Badiram Jukabayev and Jose Rosa. Oh yeah, that Jeremiah Ponce is still there. Matthew German and Elvis Rodriguez, I said him. Nestor Bravo, Sean McComb. Oh, we forgot Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz is now 140. We also got Jermaine Ortiz, who has moved up to 140. So, like I said, the 140 division is lit. It is very lit. That's a heck of the division. Like, we got about 20 good fighters at 140. I don't think nobody else is that stacked. I really don't think so. Because the 135 division, you got Tank, Shakur, Frank Martin, Isaac Cruz, Vasily Lomachenko, William Zapata, and Jermaine Ortiz is in 130 and the 140. Yeah, that's why he's moving up to 140 now, Shawah. They already got him moving up to 140. But they got Edwin De Los Santos, Raymond Mortalo, Maxie Hughes, Keyshawn Davis, Artem Hayugan. You got Abdullah Mason. You got Austin Schofield, which is Floyd Schofield. You got him. So yeah, we got some pretty good Roger Gutierrez. So yeah, Giovanni Cabrera. Like, it's some, and Maxie Hughes, the one that got robbed. And then you got the other Marin chick down there. Yep. And Oscar Duarte. Like, yeah, you got some people down. 135 is pretty good, but 135 is not messing with the 140 division now. So Shakur was right when he said that. But yeah, it's stacked at 140. And I think we're going to get the fights there because everybody's wanting to mix it up. Everybody is trying to mix it up down there. And if we get that going right there, ain't no telling. Edgar Chavez, salute, King. Yeah, Murtala's my guy. I would like to see Shakur versus Murtala next. They on the same network. They on the same platform. They both fought Nakatilia. That was one of Shakur's toughest fight. But, you know, Raymond Murtala, Coach Ari, Shalom, peace and blessings. And, you know, Murtala knocked them out in 2 rounds, Nakatilia. Coach Ari, you invited to hop up here. You know how we do. But yeah, the 140 is lit. If Shakur fights Murtala, that gives me all the respect in the world for him. I feel like that's a better fight than Frank Martin, honestly. Because I feel like Frank Martin versus Murtala, I get an edge to Murtala, just to be honest. Murtala is technically sound. He got speed, athleticism. And I just think that Frank needs more fights. Each one of Frank's fights, he gets better. And right now, I don't think he's on the level of Shakur right now or a level of Murtala. But I feel like he's a great B fighter. Frank Martin, no cap, is a great B fighter. I can't put him as an A because, you know, it's a lot of things when I judge fighters, there's a lot that goes into it. I think we really got to get this Tank Shakur Devin mix out the way to move on. Yeah. But yeah, thanks all things. But yeah, that'll be some good fights right there. And I think they was talking about doing some type of tournament at 140. I think that's what they were saying. They was talking about a tournament. That would be a pretty good thing right there. It's 4 belt holders right there. We know Roller's the weakest link. He got beat by Grandpa. So I'm thinking Ryan takes Rolly belt. So then we got T.O. We got Ryan, T.O. Let's just say Devin and Sabril Matias. Tank comes up to take T.O. That'll be him beating 2 of the so-called 4 kings. All he had left is Devin. Tank versus Devin will be a 2 fight. I mean, for 2 titles. And I don't know. It's going to be good. I would like to see Sabril Matias versus Antoine Russell. That'd be a great fight. See, a lot of people don't understand, but I like to see the best fight the best. Shout out to my guy, Expensive Paper, with that $20 holler. He say, Bomb Squad in the building. Yes, he's always in the building. Coach Ari, I dropped the link in case you want to hop up here. But y'all give me 1 second. I got this text I gotta answer. Give me 1 second. I'll put y'all a little music while I'm waiting. Give me 1 second. 1 second, people.
Hey, turn that shit up, man.
All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Okay. Yeah, see, Frank, like I said, he started late. So Frank, he's learning on the curve. And with him learning on that curve, yeah, Barroso, he's good. But with Frank learning on that curve, he's learning from each fight. But he didn't start boxing, he was like 16. So he's a little bit behind everybody. I think Pitbull and Frank need to fight. Because Pitbull does see now, they not trying to make him versus Tank. Like Giovanni Cabrera just boxed your head in. You got beat by a one-handed Tank. Like, what did you bring to the table? Y'all drug Gamboa. Like, it has no reason to see that fight. And I don't know why they keep pushing like he don't want to fight nobody but that. But yeah, I'm glad that more light will be shined on the 140 division because, like I said, yeah, Artem Hayuson. Yeah, Artem is a great fighter. But yeah, I want to push the light on the 140 division, especially Tank. He went up to fight Mario Barrios. He said that he didn't feel as good because he was a little sluggish at 140. But I feel like Tank can accustom to 140. He fought a fighter that was damn near 5'11", got around that jab, and dropped him 3 times. Like, the man can, I think, like, and Barrios is a good fighter. He was weight drained a little, but I feel like Tank can accustom himself to that. But he got to realize, like, he was jumping from 130 to 140 to 135. Of course, your body, you throw yourself in limbo. Pick your weight and stick to it. I feel like him and Shakur, that'll be great at 135. It might be even better at 147 because, not 147, 140. Because that gives Shakur enough chance to get his power up to par. And all that right there. And I feel like that, yeah, Dake Pitbull says Shakur need to earn the right to fight with him. Shakur's a damn 2-division champion. Pitbull, you got your ass whooped by one hand. Like, I hate when fighters will do that and they act like they're such a big draw. Like, that's the way Canelo Alvarez was for a while. His biggest fight was the loss that he had to Floyd Mayweather. Like, that was his biggest shot to fame. Like, how's your biggest call to fame is getting beat 12 straight rounds? And Pitbull lost at the Tank at least 9-3. The man was on the front foot, on the back foot, parrying, popping them, and with one hand. And it wasn't even his power hand. Tank was doing all this to Pitbull Cruz on his least dominant hand. Here go my co-host. I think she forgot that I told her we was going on at 12 today. Here she go. I'm dropping the link for you. Here we go. There we go. Now the show really can begin. Got my partner in crime up here. And if y'all haven't subscribed to Key Alexander, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her channel. That way, when she starts dropping her content, you know, y'all can make sure y'all on the first boat in. Hold on. There will everybody subscribe right there. You know, everybody make sure y'all subscribe to the lovely Key Alexandra. Cause she's one of the she's one of the elite females that know their sport. Welcome, Key. You must have forgot, didn't you?
I thought you said 11. I don't know why I thought it was 12. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said 12. Eastern Standard.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Um,
Coach R
how are
said she does
you today?
subscribe to you.
Oh, thanks. You guys, I'm still trying to get that built up. So even if you don't, it's okay because I'm so busy, y'all. I'm still trying to find the time to even figure out what to even do with it. So I'll probably be reaching out to you soon.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, you know how to do this stuff. You definitely know how to do this stuff. But so I'll be reaching out to you later down
yeah,
the
I had
road.
EBT and Fanon was showing me how to do it. Cause like I did this page in sections. Like I first started, I got like 1,400 subscribers in the first month. And then I had a lot of things going on. And then like in June of this year, I had got like 1,600 subscribers. That's when I started going and really started doing my channel because I really wasn't doing lives or nothing like that. But people was telling me I need to. So I said, I mean, if that's what the people want, we can talk that boxing. And they love hearing your intake, especially when y'all queens get up here, y'all be spitting that talk. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: any man, and I'm just speaking for men that I know, real men, right? Ain't nothing more alluring than an educated female talking that boxing talk. An educated female talking that boxing talk is just something about it. Ask Shawar. I bet her husband loves when she talk that boxing talk. Like, it's just something about it. And that's something else that you can sit there and bond with your wife or your girl about. Because, watching the savagery and the intricacies of the damn sport of boxing. And, that's something that you can build upon. Like, it's great. Sit at home. Coach Ari, just listen to this great boxing talk. $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Coach Ari. Appreciate you.
Speaking
Expensive
of
Paper
Albert, did
said he
you
your
get my
39th
page?
subscriber, Keith. Shout out to my
Okay.
guy, Expensive Paper.
Thank you. Shout out to Expensive Paper. He's really
Yeah, that's my
nice.
guy right there.
He's always nice in people's
Yeah,
chat.
that's California's greatest right there. Expensive Paper, the Cali OG.
So I wanted to, well, first of all, shout out to All Things, Dank, Blue Kane, Shawa, of course, hey Queen, Coach Ari, shout out to that Queen. Let me see who else is in here. Expensive Paper, always a pleasure seeing you. I think that's it. I don't see
And
D1 in here. Is D1 in here?
yeah, D was in and out. He's in and out. He said he was in here a little while ago. He said he'd be back. He babysitting grown men. He said.
Okay, shout out to D1 too.
And we got a
I
new
wanted to,
subscriber. We got a new subscriber, Dank Luke Kane. I thought he'd been subscribed to me. My man, Buckle Up Boxing. Shalom, Buckle Up Boxing. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the chat today, sir.
uh, shout out to you, Buckle Up Boxing. Thank you, Expensive Paper. I really, really appreciate it. I'm trying y'all up. I really am.
There he go, Keith. He like
D1
Candyman.
is there.
He like the Candyman. As soon as you said D1, he popped up like Candyman.
I respect D1. D1 ain't for none, okay? D1 is not for none. I be seeing him in the different comments, and I know exactly as soon as I see what the comment is, I'm like, that's something D1 to say.
Shalom, Al Booger. Peace and blessings, King. Peace and blessings to Al Booger.
Shout out to Albuga. So, can you hear me? Does my sound okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I wanted to touch on the Shakur thing, right? So I was listening to L Dub Boxing. Shout out to that king. He's always, I don't know how he is the plug for these fights the way that he is. Like, oh my goodness. And he was discussing, a possibility of a Shakur versus Neverett fight. Neverett. I hope that I'm saying that correctly. But I also think that
Yeah, now Russ is
Shakur,
talking about moving up.
yes. So, and that's what the play is because I think he's fighting on Shakur's undercard, correct?
Yeah. But see, I don't like Navarrete fighting Shakur his first time at 135 though.
I think it's a setup a little bit too.
Because if people remember, Navarrete came up from 126 4 fights ago. He beat the little African, what's his damn name? Isaac Dugbo. He beat Dugbo for the belt, then defended it. Then he came up to 130 and won the belt. Now he's coming up to 135. Like, that's 3 quick divisions. Like that man's moving divisions real quickly. Like, I mean, he dared to be great. Matter of fact, I think he started at 122. Hold up. Go ahead and talk. Let me check it out though.
Okay, I was thinking. I think he started out at 22.
Yeah, because I think he's a 3-time champion. Hold on, let me check it out.
But not right. He's a good fighter. Do I think that that's a well? Okay. Who had a better showing against Oscar Valdez? And I hate to say it because I don't want to seem like I'm picking on poor Oscar. Because Oscar did get schooled by both of them. But who did it the worst? Was it Shakur or was it Navarrete? Because he didn't knock him out. But I think Navarrete his hand got hurt in that fight too.
Yeah, he hurt his right hand and continued to pound him.
So who did a worse job? Do y'all think? Do y'all think it was Shakur or Navarrete?
I think Valdez beat him worse. Honestly,
you said be who worse?
I think Oscar Valdez got beat worse by Navarrete. Shakur just made him look bad. Oscar beat on him. Navarrete beat on him. And you're right. Navarrete in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights, he's won a championship in 3 divisions. He won the WBO. He won the WBO October 2020 versus Ruben Villa. Then he fought Christopher Diaz and retained the featherweight champion, right?
Okay.
But before that, he fought. Hold on. Matter of fact, we'll take it back to 2019. So 2019, well, December of 2018, he defeated Isaac Dabo and won the junior featherweight belt, right? So then he beat Dogbo in May and retained it. Then he fought Francis Vaca, Emmanuel. Then 4 fights later, he went up and fought Ruben Villa for the WBO featherweight. He beat him. He beat Joet Gonzalez. He done fought a couple people that Shakur fought because he beat Joet Gonzalez. That's who Shakur fought. So
right.
He came from junior featherweight. Then he won the featherweight. Then he went up and fought Liam Wilson for the junior lightweight, and he retained it against Oscar Valdez. So yeah, he's in the last 3.5 to 4 years, he's won a belt in 3 different divisions. So now Shakur in 135 is his 4th division. That's amazing.
Damn.
That's amazing. And his power has carried. And see, the best thing about it, Meaty Riley, salute, King. And the best thing about it, like I told people before the fight, if y'all was here, I gave everybody a 4-pick parlay that hit right good with that. I told everybody that Navarrete was going to win, and he was the underdog, and I had a 4-pick parlay that I put up here that was plus 600. So all the people that rode with me that night know what it is, got paid. But Navarrete, when he fought Liam Wilson, it was a tough fight. But I told everybody that was his first fight at 130. I told everybody when he fought Valdez, I said his power's going to come up, and he's going to beat on that man like a drum. And guess what he did? He beat on him like a drum, and he had them angles. So you know, the Argentinian people, they have them angles. That's what had Perona had problems when he fought Manada. And then, you know, Maidana gave Floyd a few problems to Floyd adjusted. But it's hard to adjust to the Argentinian fighters like Brian Castano and them. Like, they throw punches from different angles with different velocity and power that you wouldn't think would come from them shots.
Correct. And so, but I had no idea that he's working on his fourth. That's amazing.
Yeah, in 4 years.
In 4 years, he's serious about this. So, okay, if they was to meet up, depending on how Navarrete performs in a few weeks, correct? If they meet up, Shakur and Navarrete, which I think that's the play that's happening. Shakur thinks it as well because he mentioned it.
It wouldn't even be, honestly, and I'm being honest about it, I don't see that fight being too competitive. Like,
I think Navarrete swings too wide.
Exactly.
He
Like
really
Navarrete,
discipline in his shots.
Navarrete, he's a great brawler, but against a pure tactician like Shakur or even Devin or Tank, he would get destroyed because he's a real Mexican brawler. Navarrete is a real Mexican brawler with heart. And if he go against anybody with surgical skills, they will slice him apart and do him dirty. And I feel like him versus Shakur would even be close. I feel like Shakur stand in front of him and pick him apart. And I'm just being honest. Navarrete's too wild with his shots. He's unorthodox, but his speed ain't but so great. And he likes to throw bunches and bunches of punches. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he throws a bunch of punches. And so he really ain't got all that kind of power, but he got good power, but it's not. I give him like a C plus, maybe a B minus in power. And I feel like it wouldn't have, like, I don't feel like he'd be able to compete.
He had what's his name, Oscar Valdez face messed up.
That's why I said C. You know why?
I say B plus.
You want me to tell you why?
Why?
He hit him over 400 times. He threw almost 1,000.
I mean, I knew he was catching.
He threw almost 1,000 punches. That's what I'm saying. If you hit a person that many times, you should beat it up. You feel me? Like, that's why I say he throw bunches and bunches of punches. A lot of his shots don't have nothing on it. He just be pushing it out there. He throw a lot of arm shots and pushes out. But
I still believe that. I still do think that if the Shakur and Tank fight was to ever happen, I still believe, I said it in the chat, and I stand on it. I still believe that Shakur needs to have a Navarrete.
No, hold on. Dank Luque. Hold on, what's that? Dank Luque. This is Shakur's third division. This is Navarrete's fourth division if he comes to 135. It'll be Shakur's third and Navarrete's fourth. Because Navarrete started from 122. Shakur started from 126. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I still do believe that Shakur needs him and needs a Raymond Maratala on his record before he faces Tank. The reason why I say Raymond Maratala is because remember when Raymond got knocked down. Remember he got knocked down in the Galindo fight. Is that how you say his name? Galindo. I forgot how to say his name.
Raymond got that dog in him.
Right. He needs somebody that's going to brush that off and go. That's why this Edwin De Los Santos is a good fight, because remember, Rayo dropped Edwin, and he got up and beat every living thing about that man. You know what I'm saying?
That's just like when Edwin De Los Santos lost to my guy William Foster III. He kept throwing. William Foster had to take it he had to keep fighting that man. There wasn't no slow leak. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button for me too, please. But yeah. But I think I would love to see Shakur versus O'Shaquie Foster. Like, I felt like that'd have been a great.
He go back in.
Huh?
No, he didn't want to fight O'Shaquie, did he? O'Shaquie when he was
no, he didn't. And I felt like O'Shaquie's a great fighter with speed, and he had athleticism, and that would have gave Shakur really his toughest task. But Shakur didn't want to fight O'Shaquie. And see, that's what I be saying. Like, it's a lot of great Mexican boxers, a lot of other different boxers fight, but fighting a young, quick African American fighter is something different. It's something different about getting you a young, hungry African American that has the skills. Like, look at Abdullah Mason. Like, look at William Foster. Look at Shakur. Look at Devin. Look at Tate. Like, they're different. They're different. Raymond Mutala is a beast, but he's still not Tate. That's what I'm saying. Like, O'Shaquie Foster is a boxer. Richardson Hitchison is a boxer. And that's what I'm talking about. These young African American fighters that know the art of the sweet science of hit and don't get hit, who are defensively sound. Their offense might not be as great, but their defense is so great it makes up for it. Like Floyd used to be a hell of an offensive fighter until his hands messed up. Then he became a defensive wizard. You couldn't hit him. So it didn't matter if his power was not that great. He would score just by hit and not get hit, ring generalship, all that. That's what I was saying. But yeah, O'Shaquie would have been the best fight for Shakur. And I'm mad we didn't get that. But right now, Frank Martin would have been a good one. But when you look at Shakur, I just look at Shakur on a different level. Like, you can see his skills point out there. And like we said, Tank and Devin really the only people out there right now, I feel like that gives him a challenge that pushes him to the limit, that makes him have to dig in his bag. Outside of that, unless he moves to the 140 division, then when you get to the 140 division, everybody's a killer out there. Everybody, because like I said, the 140 division is stacked. But after this fight, he got William Zapata on his side. He has Raymond Mutala. Hell, Loma don't want to fight that man. And I'm just like, okay. It reminds you of Earl Spence when he first was trying to get his fight started. Like, Earl couldn't get nobody to fight, so he had to fight Lamont Peterson and stuff because didn't nobody want to fight until they say he was the big fish. And see, that's what Boots got to do. That's what a lot of people got to do. They got to make it where you are the big payday. And you might know you're going to lose, but you know you also get your biggest bag by fighting me. And when you get your fan base to that point and you get to the fact where people know they get their big check when they fight you, people will sacrifice their record for you. Like, hell, you see, Danny Garcia was terrified of Earl, but he walked in the ring on Earl said, I'm fighting you next. He seen that payday. You want payday? You want payday? I know that. But yeah, just like Andy Ruiz, he talking about he want to fight Anthony Joshua again. Like, he don't want that Wilder smoke. And what's crazy is he trying to provide for his dad. Instead of going out there boxing, man, you had the belt for half a season. Like, you didn't even have the belt for a full half of a year. But yeah, it lacks no self-discipline. Like, that man had no self-discipline. He came in heavier on the rematch. And that's because the man was eating pizza every damn day. And they were smart. They were sending that man pizza every day. And he didn't think, why am I getting free pizza? Why am I getting free pizza every day? Oh, it's because you the champ. Didn't realize they were setting them up for a trap. It was crazy. But it's all good. Yeah, I think so too, Dake. I feel like he popped Shakur in that body and it'd be a problem. Exactly. Shakur has to leave Bob to get the big fights. That's what Floyd had to do. That's what Oscar had to do. And see, if y'all think about it, Bob Arum got rich off the back of these fighters. That's why they tried to sue Al Heyman. Manny Pacquiao has 6 fights over $1 million. He was getting 1.2, 1.3 million for 6 fights before Floyd. Well, no, he got the Marquez, he got the Sugar Shane, he got the Oscar. Manny got a lot of fights in for over $1 million pay-per-view buys. But with him being with Top Rank, Manny didn't start getting the percentage till after the fights did over $500K. So after they do 500K, let's say he did 1.3. So, excuse me. So look, that's 700,000 worth of pay-per-view that Pacquiao getting paid for. And I think they said that they don't get no more than 10, 20%. So 700,000 times 8, that's 56 million. So Pacquiao might get an additional 5.6 to $8 million off of $1.3 million $1.3 million pay-per-view buy. So Pacquiao ended up making about maybe 12, maybe 13 while they clean up. And it sucks, but that's where it is right there. Are you back yet, Keith? I know Keith said she need to step away for a second. Meteorologist, salute. Peace and blessings, Keith. Okay, Keith. Yeah, as long as Bob, and see, people ain't noticed it. Bob honestly doesn't like Shakur. He knows Shakur is the say what you want about the man. Shakur is the goods. The man is good. Shakur wanted to get undisputed at 130. Bob talking about, yeah, it don't make no sense for a fighter to go for undisputed. You got the sanctioning fees, and it's just, I don't want to see a fighter go for undisputed, maybe 2 belts at the most. Like anything else is it's just not smart. It's not business smart. But when Lomachenko keeps trying to get that damn undisputed, he's, go ahead, young son, Loma. You know you really won that fight, Loma. And Loma, I know you done lost 4 or 5 times, but here, we're going to give you another shot. Like, the man, Bob treats Loma, man, I'm just going to say that. That's all I'm going to do is say, man. Loma might be that dude's son because he treats him so well. And the same thing he said about no, oh yeah, it's Miss Paper. Yeah, that man sat there and tell Shakur it'd be dumb to go for undisputed, but he wholeheartedly pushes Loma for undisputed. He didn't even want Shakur to fight Oscar Valdez. Like, he's the first promoter in history that wasn't on stage that went to the crowd and sat down. Man, I'm just upset. I love both of these fighters, and I'm mad that they got to fight each other, but I'm not going to choose. I'm just going to sit out here. I'm not going to choose. No, Shakur had been waiting that Oscar Valdez fight. He even jumped divisions because, Shakur ended up getting Valdez belt at 127. At 130 because Valdez moved up to 135 to get away from Shakur. So Shakur got that belt, got Jamil Herring, and, he moved up trying to get Valdez. Now, you see Valdez, he's like, bro, you can't stop the rain. And Valdez had to end up fighting him. At 130, Valdez had to fight Shakur at 130 because he moved up from 127 after he beat Joet. He fought him. He beat him at 130. Then after he was done, he moved on up again. Like, hey, my work here is done. And see, Bob Arum didn't like that right there. The only reason Shakur got that fight against Oscar Valdez at 130 is because Shakur and his marketing team went to ESPN. ESPN said, hey, that would be a great fight. They contacted Bob Arum, trying to get Bob Arum to put on the fight. Bob didn't want to, but ESPN controls the budget. They cash the check. They tell you which fight's going to happen. So Bob Arum reluctantly had to put that fight on because ESPN was telling him, look, your fights ain't doing nothing. And this is free TV. Like, you're not even going over 1 million views on free TV. You got to do something. That's how that thing right there,
Upper. Upper.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
My fault. What you talking about?
You say what?
I said, what you cooking on?
I was just talking about how Bob Arum really doesn't like Shakur. He just puts up with him.
You don't think so? I think he likes Shakur.
Okay, well, you remember he wasn't trying to let Shakur get that Oscar Valdez fight for one. And then, Shakur wanted to go for undisputed at 130. Bob told him it's a bad idea going for undisputed. It's a waste of money. I think a fighter shouldn't have more than 2 belts. Like undisputed is just a waste. But when Loma was undisputed, he's all behind Loma going for undisputed. I just think Bob Arum's just a racist. Like I mean, he just can't help it. He don't, they're not trying to see another Floyd Mayweather become. They not.
Well, I think it's mighty funny that 2 months ago Bob was saying that there wasn't any money for the Shakur and Tank fight, and now last week that tune has definitely changed since Shakur has a fight with Evan Dos Santos. So I think that's, I don't know what goes on with Bob, but I do feel as though, and I think we said it here yesterday, and I've said it on someone else's channel. I think it was Just Do channel. Shout out to Just Do Boxing. I really don't like that Shakur is openly saying that he wants to go to, that his contract is up next month and next year, and he's exploring options and all of that, because I don't want him to walk into nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things are just better left unsaid. Sometimes it's okay to just pop out and do it. You don't got to explain your every move and everything else. Like, it's not that serious. Because
I would like to see Shakur come over there with PBC. Al Haymon.
I think now this is me. I don't know. That's a possibility, but remember, Jay Prince and Floyd don't get along at all. I don't know what happened.
You say what?
I heard that Jay Prince and Floyd does not get along.
Well, Floyd was being pimped by Jay Prince. You feel me?
He was? You think it was
Jay Prince was getting that money up off of Floyd.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Floyd had to get up out of that.
So then, I don't know, because Shakur is managed by Jay Prince. So I have no idea how that would go with PBC, but I wouldn't be surprised if Shakur was to go to Eddie Hearn.
I mean, Eddie Hearn, that'd be dumb because they ain't got enough fighters over there, honestly.
Well, then wherever he go, he have to stay with Top Rank.
I feel like he might stay with Top Rank for a fight-by-fight basis. Like, I don't think he's going to sign up big because Top Rank does have the 135 division, but PBC has the 140 division. And if he plan on moving to 140, you need to be able to get on the PBC side because we just sat there and went over the 140 division. The 140 division has about 20 great fighters up there. Like the 140 division, I was looking at divisions earlier, and that's the most stacked division in boxing. The 140 division. I don't think no division is stacked like 140.
I would like to see Matias versus Gary Antoine. That'd be
I said earlier.
That I would like to see. Y'all bet on the rounds on that one because someone definitely going to sleep. That's what we can definitely guarantee.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I would like to see Matias versus Antoine Russell. That'd be a great fight. But I also said as well, Regis might not walk out this Devin fight.
What? Whoa! You think that Devin might KO him?
I've been looking at these new videos of Devin yesterday. When you said you ride with Devin, I started looking at the videos. Devin is looking real snack strong for real.
I told you. Well, I'm not gonna say snack strong.
Like
I will say, I told you he was bulking up. I told you.
But bulking up don't give you power. Like people can bulk up and they still don't get punching power. It's that twitch muscle. Like if you look at most people that got muscles, they can't fight. They can't fight. Look at that Indo guy. That Indo guy can't fight unless he grab you and slam you. Muscles hinder you from throwing punches, really. But most people with muscles can't box. But Devin, man, the dude, he fill it out for the weight. I'll tell you that.
I know. Do I think that he'll knock Regis out? Man, that's a tall order because Regis does have a chin. But to be fair, Zorilla got him in that last fight and it was waved off. I don't know why they waved that off because that was a clear knockdown.
But I've also said this, though. I've also said we watched the progression of fighters as they move in weight. Like Terrence Crawford, he had like a 60% knockout rate at 135. Had like a 70% at daggone 140. It has 100% at 147. Like, as he gets bigger, he's able to use more of his power. And that's why I feel like Devin was crunched down in the 135 division. And I feel like he's going to get a lot of more drops and stuff at 140. More of his power's going to show. But then, you know, I'm looking, he's on them snack supplements as well. They legal now. But he looking real strong right now. But exactly, Shawar, if he beats Regis, he probably go for some real Matias next. And if he does that, well, if Devin goes, just the fact that Devin's going up to fight Regis Shawar, he gets all my respect right there. That's why I hope they do at least 200,000 pay-per-view. Because, you know, that's how you build yourself as a pay-per-view star. And people can say what they want, but Devin, in his first pay-per-view, did more than all 4 of Terrence Crawford's pay-per-views. So that's a good start out the gate. And now doing it on the zone, like, I don't like the platform, but maybe they can make it work, hopefully. Because I want to see the sport of boxing go high. John Norris, salute. I want to see the sport of boxing expand.
I mean, I wouldn't. Let me say it like this: I wouldn't be surprised if Devin was to stop Regis. I wouldn't be surprised, and that's why I'm saying, like, what I'm seeing in him.
Let me drop this panel because let me drop this thing. I know John Norris want to get up here. He always like to get up here and drop his opinion.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was to do that. Because I have him winning anyway against Regis. Like I said, Devin is not a bad fighter at all. The boy got skills, and Regis, I think, is just too slow. Has nothing to do with Zorilla fight. Regis is he don't have the foot speed to keep up with Devin. You got to really corner Devin in. If Loma would have put the pedal to the metal like he was supposed to, that would have been a long fight for Devin. But that never happened.
If Loma would have put his pedal to the metal, that should have been a draw. If Loma would have did what he did in round 12, I would have had it a draw. But because he gave up in round 12, Devin was 7-5 in my book. Salute, John Norris. How you doing?
Salute. Yeah, I agree with you. That Loma, what's up? Is that Toussaint? Who's that? Kiki. Oh, what's up, Key? My bad. I gotta get used to your voice. I've only heard you like 3 times now. But nah, it's all good. But yeah, I like that Loma fight. That was a good fight for Devin. I thought he had a lot of growth in that fight. I feel like he went to the body. That's the most I've ever seen him go to the body in the fight. I liked a lot of the angles he was using. He wasn't just staying to this, just jab and hold or jab and rotate, or jab and get out of there. 1-2, get space. He was mixing it up more. And I think when he goes to 140, he'll do the same. In my opinion, I feel like Devin has power. The problem is he don't take chances.
Hey,
he has that
videos. If you look at the new videos, his A1 Hoop Zone, salute, King. If you look at his new video, Jay Smith, salute. If you look at Devin new videos, he got power.
Yeah, I always thought he had power. He just don't take no chances. He don't sit down a lot of the times because he's waiting for the response, and he don't really throw combinations like that. And when he does throw combinations, they're kind of like short and like slappy. He don't really sit on them. So I feel like when he gets to 140, when he has more of his strength, where his punch resistance should be higher. Yeah, I feel like he'll take more chances, and he'll look like somewhat of a different fighter, in my opinion.
You know what, though, John Norris? You a Crawford fan, right?
Yeah, good. What's up?
You see how Crawford progressed as he went up in weight?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how his knockout power became more exponential every time he moved up weight because he was able to use more of his muscles, right?
Yeah.
Now, we've seen Devin go up to like damn near 180 after that Loma fight. Devin was almost 180, they said. And I seen him. He was a big guy. So I feel like, him at 135, he smothered his muscles. So he wasn't able to use the power of his muscles. And I feel like at 140, he'd be able to use more. But I feel like 147, maybe 154 is when Devin really would show all his power. Because Devin's bigger than Dan Crawford, man. He's a big boy.
Yeah, I feel like when you watch that Linares fight, the way he started walking down Linares, I feel like that's the fighter he wants to transition into, somebody that kind of bullies their fighter, the bullies the guy, because he's usually the bigger guy in there. I think he wants to be somebody that bullies them,
I've
uses
never
the
seen him
jab.
not be the bigger guy. I've never seen him in a fight
Yeah.
with a smaller guy.
I don't think he's gonna be moving as much up 140, and I think I don't know this for sure, but I hope he's watching Andre Ward. I'd be saying that every time I get on these streams talking about Devin. Hopefully somebody in that camp is listening. Go watch some Andre.
He notice he clinches and does that just like Ward used to.
But you got to throw some punches in there. I like his clinches. I mean, I feel like his clinch game is pretty good. Nobody gets out of a Devin Haney clinch. But he got to throw some punches in. He throws some punches in here that could be deadly. You know, especially if you're gonna possibly get a tank fight down the road.
Hey, Dake Luke Cage, the Power's gonna play against bigger opponents because, okay, look at it like this, Dake. You know, Terrence Crawford, he moved to 147. Those are all bigger opponents than 140. But his power moved as well. So his body got used and his power was able to negate the bigger weight. He still was not, matter of fact, his power multiplied. And you see, he was on the streak of stopping everybody he got in the ring with. Like, once you reach your peak, every boxer has a peak, like the weight that they'll peak at, where their punching power versus punch resistance is at its max. When you go above that, that means your punching power and your punching resistance goes down because, say like you peak at 160. If you go up to 168, your power may not carry all the way up there. Like, some people, power you're born with. You can't train power. Like, you can make a person more stronger, but you can't train punching power. Punching power is a gift. Some people just hit like a mule kicks. And, but you can strengthen everything else up around it. But natural power is natural power. And some people power don't transition. Roy Jones at 154, 100% KOs. At 160, he was 95% KOs. The only person he didn't stop at 160 was Lights Out Tony, but he dropped him. 175, he was like 50-50. At heavyweight, he didn't get no knockouts. So that's what I'm saying. Like, your power can go up but so strong, but after you reach a certain limit, your power only carries but so much with your body, your frame, your power. That's what I'm saying.
And keep in mind, let me just say this one part, Key. Keep in mind, though, guys, he has power. We've seen him clock people. We've seen him put people on pause. We've seen it happen. The thing is, people have to remember, Devin is very young. He started very young as a pro. So when you start that young, you're not going to be taking chances like that, especially if you don't have otherworldly power. He don't have otherworldly power, but he's not no pillow-fisted dude. He just don't take chances. He started young. He's trying to become a true professional. He's learning the game. He's taking tough fights. He don't have the opportunity to be just taking these chances and trying to be cool out there when he's fighting some real dudes. He had to earn it from the mud. Nobody was giving him no soft stuff. And then he out there just doing showcase fights all day long. Nah, he had to fight some real guys and make it through the WBC to get to the undisputed route. So he's not going to take all these chances.
I feel what you're saying, Nick, dog. I'm going to tell you one thing. Boots, Antoine Russell, Shakur, David, Tate. Well, not really Tate. Ain't Tate like 28? Or was he like 26?
28.
I think he's 28.
Okay, so Tate already there. But Boots, David Morrell, and guys like that, we haven't even seen their power yet. Because around 28, 29, that's when they peak out. That's when you get your grown man strength and you right there, you ride from like 28 to 32, 33. That's when you at your best. That's when you got your best power. You got everything is clicking on all cylinders. And then after 32, you start to decline. And sometimes you can age overnight. Sometimes it might take a while, but that's when your decline start. But we got to give him a shot. Like, he hasn't got his grown man yet. And like I said, I feel like Devin has more power at heavier weight classes. Like, I feel like we'll really see his power at 147. But see, I feel like Devin don't know if his chin can stand up there. That's why I feel like he bored down to 135 because he know they can't hit me so hard. But we seen Terrence Crawford get rocked at 135 and stuff because if you drain down like that, your punch resistance is down as well. Like boxing is technical as well as it is, physical. Like if you smaller weight, your bodies is depleted and your muscles depleted, then your punch resistance will also be depleted. And that's why he was able to get rocked by smaller fighters. People don't understand that.
I know, but he was the one that wanted to stay at 135 for us. I've been said that he should have been moved up. If he would have done it about a year and a half ago, he'll be entering into 147, to be honest with you, instead of going into 140. Because he's a big guy. He's too tall for the division. And we would have been seeing his power, because I think that's like you said, we will see it at a 147.
Yeah,
right, Foxy,
you can't really compare his power to Tank's power. Yeah.
You're right, Foxy. Tank did have power when he was a kid, but that's why I said you can't teach power. Power is the way your body's set up and everything. Like Earl at 147, like people say, like what's the dude's son name, the heavyweight champion son, the one that beat Lennox Lewis that one time. Yeah, what's the dude that Rockman Jr. Rockman Jr. said when Earl be sparring him, like Earl has crazy power, but when he sparred Earl sparred at 170, 165, 170, because he's cutting down weight. So Earl sparred at his heavier weight, so he has to use all his power to spar. But when he cuts down to 147, it's like putting a governor on a sports car. Like, okay, your car can't go over this right here. And that's what it does when you drain your weight. So I'm not saying Devin doesn't have power. I'm just saying he's done had a governor on his power for so long. Just like I still feel like 140 is still too small for Devin. I feel like Devin is a 147-pound fighter. Like I see him and Bud standing beside each other, and he dwarfed Bud. Like his shoulders was wider than Bud, and he was taller. That's why I don't understand how the hell that man makes weight. That's real discipline.
Yeah, and I'm calling cap. Devin has power. I seen him daze JoJo. I seen him daze Linares.
Salute Aaron Muhammad.
I seen him lift Loma off the ring. He has power. He don't take chances. Once his puncher, he's never gonna have killer instinct. I don't think that's in him because he could have stopped.
Camboso.
Yeah, Camboso. He could have stopped him.
Stopped Camboso because he was hitting Camboso with everything. That's what made me doubt his power. I'm like, okay, man, you catching this man clean. You hitting him with everything, but you can't close the deal. Like
you know why? Because he didn't want to throw combinations because he was waiting for that. He was looking at that left hook all day. That left hook is Camboso's only punch that could really like hurt Devin like that. And he never wanted to throw like a 3, 2, 3, 4 combinations. He just wanted to just keep winging them, keep throwing overhands, and hopefully he can catch him on the tempo. That worked, but after a while, people are gonna start timing your overhands. You're gonna have to throw some combinations.
Peace and blessings.
I think he'll open up more at 140 where he has more punch resistance because I think he has a chin. I done seen him took some crazy shots.
Well, he
ain't went down yet.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Like we was explaining earlier, the 140 division is the most stacked division in boxing right now. So he's gonna have to have a chin because you got Teofimo, you got Ryan Garcia, you got Rolly, you got Sabril Matias, you got Regis Prograis, you got man, we just named like 20 people, Barbosa, all them. Like I ain't about to go through all the names, but they got like 20 great fighters at 140.
Yeah, you got Richardson Hitchens, Gary Antoine.
Yeah, you got Hitchens, you got Brandon Lee, you got Baranchik, you got Ramirez, you got Zepeda.
Hey, you even got old man Barroso.
Yeah, you got Barroso, you got Pedro Campos. That man came old. You see Brandon Lee, he took Brandon Lee to the wire. He was eating everything Brandon Lee had. Like, what for division that got stacked?
Yeah, it's tougher than that division. But I mean, the good thing about it is that most of them are on the PBC side. Now, the thing about that is if he wants to be great, like he says, and it's about belts, he's going to have to pursue those fights.
Yeah, we got Jack Catterall, we got Sandor Martin, Gary Antoine, Jose Ramirez, Barbosa,
Sandor Martin is
Jose
a big
Zepeda,
time.
Ron
Yeah.
Garcia, Pedraza, Brandon Lee, Jose Rosso, Lindolph Delgado, Sergey Lipinets, still boxing, Steve Clarion, O'Hara Davies, Kenneth Sims, Ismael Barroso, Nestor Bravo, and then you got the dude that's the bully, Batyar Akhmadov. Then you got we got crazy fighters up there. We got let's see, we got Jeremiah Post, Elvis Rodriguez, and Jermaine Ortiz that moved up there. Sean
Facts.
Cole, like shit, it's over 20 damn good fighters at 140. They stacked.
Yeah, it is stacked at 140. I'm curious to see how Devin and the rest of them get acclimated. And D1, I definitely understand what you're saying, D1. I agree. A lot of points that you're making in the chat, especially that there are a lot of
hold on 1 second, Keith. Hey, Shua, most fighters after they be in a fight also go to the hospital to get checked out, sis. I'm just letting you know, like Loma went to the hospital to get checked out. Like most fighters do that. But
yeah, Jay Nori just gonna put that spin on it. That's all. He said he was lifting him off the canvas, man. You know, dang well, your boy Loma had him doing a stanky leg in the round 10, man. Come on, bro.
So yeah, T.O. doing a stanky leg. So what? Loma got power. He ain't no. I don't know why people thinking Loma easy work out here. He ain't never had an easy
work. Nobody never said he was.
130. I feel like
come
135
on,
division. Loma's like 1-3 at the 135 division in the last 4 fights because he lost to T.O. He arguably lost to Jermaine Ortiz. He lost to Devin Haney. Like his last 4 fights,
I thought
all them fights was tough, and all them guys left the ring lumped up.
That's
ain't no easy work.
But I feel like Loma at 130, he was faster, stronger, and had more power. Like I feel like Loma at 135, his power don't carry the way it did at 130.
Nah, he got power. He's just small. Just small.
That's what I said. That's what I just said, bro.
Like when he actually touched these dudes, they be thumping when he touch them. But
that's what I'm saying. But 130
just small.
130 is his optimal weight. Just like Leo, like my good friend Nonito Donaire. Him at 127 ain't him at 118. Him at 118, call him the casket closer. That's why I said Loma at 130. Loma is the Matrix. At 135, he Mr. Anderson.
he ain't that bad. I mean, you gotta give it to him. He's fighting the elite of the elite at the weight class.
He's old,
and he's older, so he don't have the foot speed.
I know one thing about Devin. If he got popped, we gonna find out now because he's not draining himself to stay in that division. So
I still feel like he drained himself because the man was at about damn near 180, 175, 180.
Yeah, he was looking pretty big, but I mean, it won't be as much of
I think Devin got some type of pop to him because, like I said, I haven't seen nobody walk through him yet. If he didn't have no type of power, fighters would have walked through him. Akela Netta, salute King. Arab Muhammad, salute King. Foxy Brown, Shalom Queen. But like I said, buckle up, boxing, salute King. Let me make sure I shout out everybody. But I feel like if he didn't have no power, people would walk straight through him. But they haven't. So.
But I mean, it gets interesting now for everybody at 140 because now it's people up there claiming they all about unifying or collecting the belt. So if that's the case, then that's the movement should be. And
I feel like
that's where all the money is going to be. So all the fighters will be going there. You said, well, I'm sorry. Oh, first off, let me say peace and blessings to you.
I want to see all the stuff. Like I said, it's a stacked division. I remember last time they had that stacked division. They had that Super 6 tournament down there with Regis and Josh Taylor and Ramirez and all them. I hope they put together like a little 8 people tournament or something, like, or maybe 16.
Honestly, that wouldn't be such a bad idea, and force them to make these fights.
Rick Tim, Shalom King, peace and blessings. See, I think the sport of boxing will move in a better position if these sanctioning bodies start forcing the fights, start making these people fight and do what they gotta do instead of keep giving us the fights that we don't ask for. And I feel like as fans, if they give us the fights that we ask for, then we need to go out there and we need to pay for these fights because, like I said, honestly, Devin versus Regis is not a pay-per-view fight. It's not. I'm just gonna keep it real. Tank versus Ryan, maybe. But I'm gonna tell you like this: maybe Tank versus Ryan and maybe Terrence versus Earl are really the only probably the only true pay-per-view fights we've seen this year. Because I remember we got Roy Jones versus James Lights Out Tony on HBO. Like HBO used to put on great fights that wasn't pay-per-view. Like pay-per-view done changed because I remember to be pay-per-view, it had to be something star-studded. Like now everything's on pay-per-view. But I appreciate them giving us the great fights. But like I said, if they give us good fights like that, I feel like people should go out there and pay for us so we can keep getting good fights. But like I said, if we can get Roy Jones versus James Lights Out Tony, both of these guys are undefeated in their prime, number 1 and number 2 pound for pound. Both of them over 38. No, I think Tony was like 50-something though. But you know, he was the favorite. And that was on HBO. We have a lot of Tyson fights and Holyfield fights are on HBO. Ring Bo and all them fought on HBO. To be on pay-per-view, you had to be something seriously special. But yeah, that's what I feel like. That's what messed it up a little bit. And the undercards used to be serious. Like every fight on that undercard was a championship fight. But they don't went away from that motto right there.
Let's see if that changes. PBC end up with Amazon or something.
I really hope PBC go. I hope PBC go to the zone and they get like a big bump up. They can fix up their little issues with their app. I'd rather
get Amazon. Amazon, the biggest platform in the world.
Amazon got all the money.
Million people worldwide.
Yeah, but it's so much mystery regarding them. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna give PBC. I don't know, like what's the politics around working with Amazon now. I have no idea. I knew Showtime's politics. I don't really know what Amazon about to do.
Well, for starters, like a lot of people said, they probably should have went and signed with ESPN, but Amazon is in talks to buy ESPN, so why not go to Amazon instead of ESPN? Then they got a Japan box to saying that's like they really flourishing in that and their presentation real good. All you need is somebody hire people that know what they doing and shit. They got the money. They got like over like what 150 billion some subscribers or something like that.
But see, one thing about
Amazon, but that's the thing with Amazon. How much of that money is going to be allocated towards boxing?
Check this out, right? PBC has to outsource their fights, the overseas fights. With them being on Amazon Prime, they will be able to keep the fights and keep all the money for it instead of sending it to the zone or Top Rank.
But they're not using their money. PBC never used their money. That's the problem.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be more money coming in though. Like instead of selling the fights over there to the zone and Top Rank, they'll get to get all the money off their fights instead of selling it and letting somebody else collective off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally,
they don't want. I mean, y'all saying they could just hire some people, but you need infrastructure to do that.
Man, I'm just saying though, man. First of all, the zone already too high. 1, 2. They already got 2 other boxer promotions on that platform. So how much money is PBC really gonna get signed with them?
But if PBC brings the stars over, then the people who run the zone, they'll cut the check for that, and that'll help everybody. But if they go to Amazon,
the zone pay-per-view is shitty, dog. Look,
it is shitty. But you need that's a budget. That's a budget problem. That's why it's shitty because they have a low budget over there.
Prime. My wife uses Amazon Prime. They have good viewing quality and everything. And instead of getting only $5 million for the rights overseas for your fight, you sell your fight overseas and worldwide, and you can bring in about 15 to 20. So you bring in more money for the fighter, and there's more money for everybody. Instead of having to sublease and sell it to another person. And that's how the zone and Top Rank was eating off PBC because they're selling the overseas rights to the fights. That's why Oscar and Floyd, Oscar was buying Floyd's overseas rights. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they have the platform, but now the PBC is going to have the platform to go worldwide instead of just the United States.
But so Amazon just another vendor. They're not a platform.
It is a platform, bro.
I mean, when it comes a platform for a certain like if you have the infrastructure, yes, it's a platform. If you don't have the infrastructure, you got to build that.
And PBC has a good. PBC has this. They have that. All they needed was a distributor, and they got that.
No, the distributor is Showtime. They have the platform, they have the cameras, they have the executives, they have the budget. If you're going to Amazon, you don't have any of that.
Have you seen the presentation for the NFL on Amazon?
NFL has an infrastructure.
Okay,
what make you think they won't have that in the budget?
Exactly.
And all those
Amazon's not paying for no infrastructure. That's not how they do business. You got to come with that.
I mean, PBC has the money to do that, bro. Like, bro, it's not gonna be as bad as you think. It's gonna be actually more eyes on PBC, and I feel like
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm just saying I think we're gonna get way less fights when they have to pay for everything. I don't think they're gonna be as free giving as y'all think. That shit's expensive.
You must think PBC broke or something.
Yeah,
it's not. Nah, businesses. That's tough. That's a tough market.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about Amazon. You get more on Amazon than you will from Showtime. Because Amazon, they pay for their content. They pay people a lot for their content. And so PBC's content, they will be getting paid a bigger budget than Showtime's giving them. Amazon is in a position to give them a bigger budget than Showtime would. Or ESPN. A bigger budget.
Yeah, Amazon trying to buy ESPN at this moment.
Yeah, they're trying to buy ESPN and take ESPN and put them on their platform.
See, that makes sense for Amazon because they don't have to pay for the infrastructure, saving money. That's their MO. It's the same thing Netflix does. They don't build infrastructure. They pay the people, you build it, and then you give us the product.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Al
Heyman, Disney provide that for ESPN though?
Al Heyman got many people.
No, ESPN had that before they got to Disney. What's up? I missed that. What you said? Up.
Al Heyman is a whiz when it comes to building and marketing and all that. He's done got people like Michael Jackson, Prince, all these people, billions of dollars. Al Heyman knows how to.
Al Heyman isn't a.
Even Drake says I get my checks from Al Heyman. Al Heyman knows what he's doing.
Because
if he's decided to go this route right there, he seizes more money. Al Heyman is not slow, and plus, it's the end of their contract. They can also renegotiate with Showtime. It's not that Showtime's scrapping them; it's the end of their contract. And a lot of contracts is over; they get renegotiated. And if you think about it, the PBC has brought in over $300 million in pay-per-view revenue this year so far. Over $300 million.
That's with Showtime, who had that infrastructure. I'm just saying, what I'm telling you guys is the amount of fights that you were getting for Showtime, if they go to Amazon, it's gonna be a building process. It's gonna be a handful of big fights. It's not gonna be as fruitful as you guys think, because it's gonna be a long building process to build that infrastructure. The way you guys talk about ESPN being bought by Amazon, ESPN has offices and buildings in New York and LA. That's money. Showtime and offices and buildings. That's money. Top Rank, offices and buildings. PBC have contractors and vendors. They're event planners.
I agree with what Up is saying though. Like, if this is the move that they're gonna make, then it's the reason why they're making the move, and it's gonna be more of a benefit for them. Because otherwise, Showtime has been good for them,
and they're gonna have less overhead than Top Ranking them because of the way they do their 1090s. The way that they do it, they have subcontractors. So if you're not working, then you're not getting paid. But Amazon will still pay them to put on a show. They have event planners, they have cameramen, they have all that right there. And they all get paid off the fights. And if you get the budget,
everything Showtime got it more.
Yeah. But you get paid off of the fights. I mean, you remember they was using Fox and they was doing CBS as well. Like, PBC's gonna be okay.
Fox, CBS, TNT.
Yeah, like Al Booga say, what would Showtime provide that Amazon wouldn't offer? That's what
They're gonna offer the same. They can offer the same infrastructure. They got the resources to do so.
Eric Muhammad said they're not trying to buy it. They buying ESPN. So
and they got it.
Prime buys ESPN. That means they own Top Rank as well, right? I think we'll be getting more fights if they're both under the Amazon umbrella. It'll be more fights.
Probably not. I'm just saying.
It's better than going to the zone.
I just know the way business runs. If you get bought out because you're not selling enough, that don't mean you're gonna sell more once you get bought out. That means you're gonna get drained, and whoever swims, you swim. If you can't swim, you out of here.
Man, Amazon like $1 trillion business, man.
Yeah, they
Okay,
didn't get there.
Like,
They didn't
like,
get there by giving away
Hey,
money.
and guess
They
what?
didn't get. They didn't
Top
get
rank,
trillion
can
by
I say
giving
this
away
real quick, though?
millions.
and they're not giving away millions, bro. They just brought in over 300 million in pay-per-view revenue this year. Like the PBC is up after they paid their fighters. They're plus 70 mil after they paid all their expenses.
all
They're
I'm saying, all I'm saying
But
is
it took their last year of the contract to finally make the big fights. That's all I'm saying.
But this is what I was
all I'm
gonna
saying,
say.
bro. PBC didn't have no infrastructure when they signed with Showtime, and Showtime provided that for them. What make you think Amazon won't do the same thing?
Just like CBS and Fox did for them. They provide.
Hey,
That's when you bringing in money. You got the eyes. You got the
hey,
eyes right. They have
hey,
the
let
four
me.
biggest pay-per-view stars in boxing right now.
And the
They
problem
have
is
they have Tank, Canelo, Earl Spence, and they have Deontay
Wow.
Wilder. And if Ryan Garcia's thing gets through, they're gonna have him as well.
Yeah,
the
that's the
difference
one thing
is
that.
the difference is Showtime was already bought into boxing, so they didn't mind putting in the budget and actually digging their feet in because they were already
Actually,
a stronghold in boxing.
Okay,
All the other
Showtime
places
wasn't.
that they went
Check
to,
this
like
out.
Spike TV, CBS,
Okay, look,
they were kind of
Showtime
dipping
wasn't
their
shit.
feet, but they didn't.
Bro,
They
listen.
didn't.
Showtime wasn't shit in boxing until Floyd and them came over there.
That's my
HBO was the
point.
king of boxing. HBO was the king of boxing. And just because Floyd and Floyd and them came over there, they put HBO out of business within 2 years.
That's my
So they
point.
going over there. It's the
Hey,
same structure.
No, it's not the
let me
same.
say this though.
You're in a different. It's a
It
different
depends,
time.
bro.
Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Bro,
Okay.
it's $1 trillion business for a reason. They're not going to invest in PBC and not have the right infrastructure or hire the right people to make the shit work.
No doubt, no
It's
doubt.
not going to happen. If they felt like they couldn't provide that or do that or what, put it like this: if they felt like they couldn't profit big off of the PBC, they wouldn't do it. Now about making that type of money, they wouldn't do it.
They're not into taking losses. They're not going to just willingly take on a loss. They know they did all the research. They got people that's counting numbers and crunching numbers, and they're trying to outbuy Showtime as well. Because if you listen to Steve Espinosa, Showtime wants to continue their contract with PBC, but Amazon is offering something more lucrative, and is giving them a bigger platform. So you going from 20 million subscribers to over 1 billion subscribers. That's a huge jump in market value and eyesight and revenue. It is, especially for the social media network people like
Amazon,
Tank and Ryan.
Amazon worldwide.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. You don't have to sell off your rights overseas. That means more money coming back into the company. Because if you selling off your rights to a fight for $5 million to the zone, they can turn around and make between 10 to 20 million off of that, just off the rights of the fight and keep them playing it. Now you get your own, and you get to keep everything that comes in there. You keep what you kill.
Here's the thing. I do music, right? I'm from the music business.
I used to be in the
Let's
music business as well. We used to have Nicki Minaj sign us. Back in 2008, she was signed with us.
all right. All right, so you know the business. So when you leave the little pond and go to the big pond, that don't mean you just get the check right away. There's a trial period, and you have to show your worth. I'm sure there's gonna be like a 2-year trial period just to make sure that you guys ain't capping, that you guys ain't just waiting for the check and you're gonna sit on it. Especially when you get bought out or you're at the end of a contract, it ain't gonna be no smooth sailing. They gotta show their worth, and if they're not even gonna get.
They're going to give you that advance, and with that advance, you need to take your expenses out of it and get what you get and show that you create a buzz and a profit. And as you do that, they will start putting more money into the infrastructure. And if you start to act like that you can't make the money as well as you put it out, then they won't take it away. But you got to also realize that they still have a couple of big fights in the box. They still got Canelo Alvarez versus Benavidez next year, or Canelo versus Jamal. And then they got Tank coming up. They still have big fights that's sitting there lined up that's going to bring back the money. That's going to put it in there. They have big fights lined up. That's why Terrence Crawford isn't a part of that plan, because they have the money and the fights. Listen, they done made over $300 million in pay-per-view off 3 fights, really. Plus the other fights add on to it, like Tank, Earl, and Canelo. Those put asses in seats. And then you got to realize you got 2 fights from Tank next year. You still got 2 more fights with Canelo next year. And then, Earl's going to get back in the ring. They're going to make their profit. Plus, they have up-and-coming fighters as well. That's what I'm saying. Like, they got the thing. That's why Al Heyman made that deal with Canelo to get the so-called face of boxing over there. just really took over the pay-per-view boxing game.
Yeah, but
Besides Devin Anthony Joshua and Ryan Garcia, they had.
But you gotta assuming that Canelo has a fight deal with Showtime.
There's a fight deal with the PBC, not Showtime.
I thought it's both of them.
No, it's PBC, bro.
And then Amazon.
I don't think you sure you sure Showtime signed a contract saying that
bro, the fight literally
they're gonna pay for fights.
The fight literally said Canelo Promotions presents Premier Boxing Champions. Showtime is just a distributor of the fight.
Yes, they
but when you sign a contract, the distributor is in the contract.
But
yeah,
he signed directly to Al Heyman. We signed to PBC.
The fighter is signed to Al Heyman. The fight is signed with a distributor.
I'm saying Canelo is signed to PBC, and if Showtime is no longer PBC's distributor,
yeah, just like when Earl was fighting on Fox and he was fighting on Showtime, it's whichever one gives him the best offer. And Showtime was outbidding Fox, so they put it on Showtime. That's all that was. PBC don't have more. They had CBS, Fox, all that. It was whoever was giving the best rates and the most.
And another thing, if Showtime still want to keep boxing, like people say they do, Al Heyman won't be trying to go to Amazon if they weren't giving him a better deal than what he already got.
Exactly. Because Showtime's still trying to keep boxing, but Amazon is offering bigger eyes. And I think they said that Showtime still wants to put on the pay-per-view fights. And even they can do that. If Showtime only puts on the pay-per-view fights, that's still a win-win because guess what? Amazon Prime can get everybody else outside the United States. So they'll still make money off the pay-per-view fights. Plus, that's all the other markets right there. So they still have ties. Like, it's still good.
Yeah, because I think it makes sense. Cause I'm pretty sure them contracts that them other fighters have, they're part. Showtime's part of that contract.
The only
but I don't know that for sure.
Look, Tank Davis and Boots Ennis, they signed directly to Showtime. Boots is signed directly to Showtime.
That's different. That's different. Yeah, I'm not saying all of them are signed directly to Showtime. I just know for some of them big deals that Showtime definitely in there as a distributor.
Only thing Showtime I have to do with that is the fact that, like Canelo, for instance, he signed to PBC. The only thing Showtime got to do with that contract is at the current time and at the moment, Showtime is PBC's distributor. That's it.
Yeah, but it's in contract. So even let's say if they really wanted to move Canelo to the Amazon Prime deal, they got to pay out Showtime for that.
They don't have the distributor in the contract. They have the PBC in the contract. Whoever PBC distributes from, that's different. It's not in that contract. Canelo don't have a deal with the Showtime. He has a deal with PBC and Al Heyman. That's the way Al Heyman.
I'm not saying Canelo has a deal with Showtime. I'm saying PBC has a deal with Showtime.
I was saying with
those pay-per-views.
But PBC been had a deal with Showtime for the last 8 years, over 8 years, and they also had a deal with Fox. And guess what? But check this out. Every time they had a pay-per-view fight, guess what they had to do? Fox and Showtime had to bid to see which one PBC was gonna put it on. So
but here's the thing. I think we're convoluting the conversation. The TV deal and the pay-per-view deal are two different things. Pay-per-view deals are single contracts with certain fighters for distributors. The TV deal is for everything else. The TV deal ends this year, but they still have pay-per-view fights that they're going to put on because they still have a contract that's viable. They still have fights left on it.
But guess what? They still going to have to bid against Amazon the same way Fox had to bid against Showtime. See, PBC has it where whoever's giving out the best for the fight, that's who gets the pay-per-view. That's why you see some
promotional deal anyway, don't it?
That's why you see some of them on Fox pay-per-view and you see some on Showtime pay-per-view. It's a lot of times Showtime was outsourcing Fox and outbidding them. So PBC gonna go where the money at.
But I think that depends on the fighter. See, when they first came out, Earl, I think he in his contract it had to pay for the pay-per-view fights, it could be shown on both. If it's not put in the contract already, then they're not gonna do it. So if it doesn't say in the contract that I'm gonna fight on Amazon, which I'm sure Canelo wouldn't agree to something like that when there's no evidence to show what's going to happen with the money. Like he has no evidence with that. So I'm sure he signed PBC saying that Showtime is a distributor. He's worked with Showtime before. He has experience with them. So I'm sure it's for Showtime.
But that's what I'm saying. Do a deal like that. Al Heyman does the distribution fight by fight.
He doesn't do that with just signing the whole deal with the distributor because they don't know because they could get a better offer somewhere else. They still have ties to CBS and all that. So whoever gives a better offer, that's what Al Heyman's going to do. He's not going to just limit them to one distribution. It's just that Showtime has been out buying it each time. Each time they have a pay-per-view fight, Showtime has to bid on that. You can go check. It's public knowledge. They have to bid on each one of the pay-per-views.
I would say when they signed Canelo, a lot of this shit being principle off the fact that if you're gonna sign a 3-fight deal and you know who's gonna distribute and shit like that, when you know your opponent.
Exactly.
It don't say all of that. Contracts don't say all that.
Well,
It's floaty in the air.
I'm just saying
It's very floaty like that.
If you sign a promotional deal, not a network deal, not a deal with both with the promotion or the network, if you sign with the promotion team, you fight wherever the promotion team is being distributed at. Unless wrote otherwise in your contract. That's how it is. And Canelo ain't never done nothing like that.
Well, I've never seen Canelo just whisk away into another deal like that. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Usually, he finishes the contract and then he moves.
It wouldn't be another deal if he signed with the PBC and not Showtime.
Showtime, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the bidding for the fight, that sounds very like
that's been happening for years.
Yeah,
I mean, for a multi-million-dollar contract, I never heard nothing like that. I know that for the smaller fights, yes. The smaller fights, yes, they do that. But for the
Crawford versus Spence, right?
Yeah.
When they had Crawford versus Spence, they was trying to see who was gonna give them the most money for that fight. That's what took that's what took up most of the time because they was trying to see which network was going to give them the most so they could pay that guarantee out.
That's because they're building the fight. That's what I'm saying. See, now you're convoluting it again. That's a new contract. They can do that. I'm saying once it's signed, it's signed. You can't just leave. But I've never seen no contract saying where a distributor is on the contract where you can just and I don't know what distributor would give a contract to a vendor saying that you can leave us any willy-nilly. I've never heard of such a thing.
What I'm saying is, bro, say
what you don't understand is the people they have all their distributors there. Like it's an open distributor because they don't have just one distributor. It's whoever pays the most, that's who gets the fight. The not locked down to just one entity. They're not.
I'm saying take this for instance. Say a Spence or a Benavidez, for example. They got a 3-4 fight contract with the PBC, right? But David Benavidez, he already signed the contract saying that he got 3-4 fights with the PBC, but he don't fought on Fox and Showtime all under the same contract.
That's what I'm saying. See, when you're not giving an advance and you're leaving it open for the smaller fights, that makes sense. You do that for the smaller fights because we all know that most of the people that work with PBC, they're contractors and they're very fluid like that. But when it comes to the big $1 million, like you're not going to see Mayweather fight some random place if because they're leaving Showtime. No, you're going to finish your deal with us, then you leave. Canelo, you're going to finish your deal with us, then you leave.
But that will only apply if you have a network deal and not a promotional deal.
Look, Aaron Muhammad.
You signed through the promotion.
Hold on 1 second. Aaron Muhammad said Al Heyman's model is damn near bulletproof. He has multiple distribution options. Once he gets a stronghold of streaming distribution of boxing, it's a wrap. All right, y'all go ahead.
Well,
if you sign with a promotion, you fight with whoever their distributor is.
But if the promotion company has a contract already saying the Showtime is the distributor, you can't change the contract. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, keep skipping around that.
He's always had an open.
They already made the contract with Canelo saying Showtime's the distributor. You can't switch it around now.
John, listen to this.
We don't know that.
Like you said, you know the music business, right? That's just like if QC gets bought out by Sony. Now you was assigned to QC, but now that Sony got it, now you being distributed on that label instead of QC now. You understand what I'm saying? So if Amazon Prime buys them out.
That's what happened when QC got bought out too.
Just like if you're in the music business and your label, just like Nicki Minaj, when she left us, she signed with Gucci. And then Young Money bought the contract from them. It was an overview. She had a big contract with Gucci, but it got bought out. So now she became a Young Money affiliate instead of Gucci. You feel what I'm saying? Like they can buy out the contract with the distributor.
Yeah, I don't think Amazon did that. If they did do that, then we're all good. because they take over the
mean,
cost.
I mean, it would only make sense to do that, but at the same time, just because
Same thing
you
they
sign-
do in the ESPN, they buying ESPN out. Amazon is not leaving no wiggle room. They're buying stuff out. They are a
That's-
monopoly. They can do that.
But you sign with a promotion, that don't mean like, oh, since I signed with PBC and PBC work with Showtime, I have to fight on Showtime. Even if PBC cut ties with Showtime and go somewhere else.
But like I said, we're convoluting it again because the TV deal is what ended. The individual pay-per-view deals are separate from the TV deal.
But
You get what I'm saying?
he signed with the PBC though, bro.
But Up just brought up the TV deal again. Like I said, if someone buys them out of their TV deal, then you got all of that. That's true. But when you have an individual contract, you can't. It's bigger than what label you're signed to. Let's say you're let's say you're signed to a label, right? And that label gets bought out. Yeah, that's true. But if you already have an individual contract with, let's say, Apple or something like that's going to stream your music, you can't just switch that around because your label got bought out. We're going to take your album still. You get what I'm saying?
The only people that got to worry about that is the ones that signed directly to Showtime, like Boots and them. They're signed directly to Showtime. Everybody else in the PBC can go on any other platform, but Boots and them, they have to be on Showtime.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I noticed Showtime keep talking about the pay-per-views because it seems to me what they're saying is, yes, we don't have the TV deal no more, but the people that were embedded for the pay-per-view fights, those will continue, and then we're done.
What I'm saying is, we don't even know for a fact that it's Showtime. Showtime is even in the contract. We don't know that.
I'm just saying. I'm just going off of my experience. If I was Showtime and I'm giving you an advance, I'm in the contract.
But he signed to the PBC. PBC is paying Canelo Alvarez, not Showtime.
No, Showtime's paying Canelo Alvarez. PBC don't allocate them. PBC don't allocate money.
Signed to PBC.
It's Showtime's budget. They're allocating the money. They're paying everybody.
PBC got the Canelo right there, and Canelo ain't get all that money up front. He's getting it per fight.
He's not getting all of it up front, but he got a certain amount.
He's getting 35 mil per fight. So they've already paid this one payment. So each fight he's getting paid. They're not fronting the difference. So if the next fight comes, Amazon Prime can pay for his advance. It's not no set. Al Heyman is not going to lock himself down like that. Whoever pays that advance per fight is who got the fight. So if Amazon Prime gives Canelo his guarantee for the next fight, then it's going to be on Amazon Prime. Period.
Canelo ain't never just got paid all his money for all his fights up front for Showtime.
I didn't say all up front. I'm saying they gave him an advance. Every contract has an advance. You can't tell me Canelo didn't take
for the Jamil Charlo fight.
That's not an advance.
He got the advance for the Jamil Charlo fight. Canelo
that's not an advance
before each fight. Huh?
Every contract has an advance. That's not an advance.
I know, and he got the 10 million advance, and then he got the rest of it after he fought Jamil Charlo. Now the rest of it is fight.
Okay, then that's what I'm talking about. So you know he got an advance. You giving that advance. You're in bed with somebody.
But it was an advance for that first fight, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He got an advance for the first fight. So when the next fight comes, he's going to get an advance on that.
So who's gonna pay Showtime for that advance?
Yeah,
simple. I'm just saying, it's simple. That's simple math.
Y'all losing me here. If Showtime gives the PBC a budget, don't with that budget the PBC have to pay their fighters?
The PBC gets the money from Showtime. They don't have.
I just said that if Showtime pay PBC, then PBC got to pay the fighters, right?
This is why I was talking about before. PBC needs a structure to get the money. They don't have an infrastructure.
But
so how are they paying? How are they paying people then?
Yeah,
you get this is very simple business math. ESPN pays Top Rank. Showtime pays PBC. PBC.
If PBC go to Amazon is going to pay PBC,
bro.
Now, if I have a contract with Showtime already put money out. You're not gonna void that contract unless you pay
them.
They
got the money that they put out, bro. What part are you not getting? They already got the money that they put out. It's before each fight, bro.
Before each
It's
fight,
before
they're
each
not
fight. They're
they're
not
not
doing a
getting.
whole contract like that.
Canelo signed a 3-fight deal. He's not getting advance on all 3
No, he's
fights all
getting
at one
advanced for
time.
that first fight, and he got that. So now when it comes to him for the second fight, he's going to get advanced for the second fight. They're not going to give him advance for the whole contract, or something might happen.
It's not the whole contract, but every contract has an advance. Nobody walks into it empty-handed. Especially if you're a high
You have to
earner
look at this, bro. Look,
and you're I gotta look this up.
Canelo has a
Do you
3-fight deal.
mean a
Canelo has a
guarantee?
3-fight deal. Each
No,
one
not a
of his
guarantee.
fights are, look, he has a 3-fight deal. Each fight is an individual contract. So each fight, he's getting his advance and everything and his guarantee, and he's gonna get his back end. Each fight is an individual contract. It's not a whole 3-fight contract. He got a 3-fight deal with PBC, but each fight is an individual contract. And before each fight, they're gonna see who's gonna pay for the fight. That's the way they do it. They're gonna see who's gonna pay for the fight, who's gonna give the best deal.
I have never heard about these kind of deals, man. I've never heard of such thing. I know that the fighters
These fights,
I know the fighters usually most of the fight, I would say maybe like 95% of boxers are signed to a promotional deal, and the promotion goes to whatever network is willing to pay for the fight. A lot of them don't have multi-fight deals.
And most of that money, DraftKings and all them advertisements, they pay more than Showtime do. They get most of that money from the advertisement, bro.
That's for the event planners. They get their money. I'm talking about just the pay-per-views. So what I'm saying is most of the fighters in boxing are signed to promotional companies. Those companies go to whatever network is willing to pay for the fight, and they get the fight done. Now, if a lot of times what's stopping us from getting fights because promotional companies are signed to networks with TV deals, right? And so because you're signed to a TV deal, you're not going to be willing to go to another network to show a pay-per-view fight and ruin that relationship. So the TV deal with Showtime is about to finish, but they still have a multi-fight deal with Canelo that is for Showtime distribution. They have a Tank deal for Showtime distribution. They are not just going to cut their losses and buy themselves those fighters out those contracts, especially if Showtime does not going to give them the option to do it. Showtime's going to be like, no, you guys signed this. We have how many fights with Tank. We have 2 with Canelo. We're going to finish these out, and then we're done. That would make sense. I never heard about this. You sign a multi-fight deal with somebody, and then you can leave whenever you feel like it. That doesn't make any business sense at all.
Okay, you're right, bro. I mean,
I'm just saying. It just doesn't.
Saying, all of this is we going around the circle and the chat they getting tired of. So I'm gonna concede your point, bro. You'll see though. We just gonna say it like that because you're not familiar with the way the PBC do their contracts and stuff. But we just gonna let it be because none of us had that contract right there. You feel what I'm saying? We don't have the contract in front of us, and we just arguing a moot point right now. But like I said, if Amazon gets over there, you'll see. Go ahead, Key. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna leave it there. Go ahead, Key.
Go ahead, Key. Go ahead and bring your conversation up, baby. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't even know what I was gonna say. Okay. Are y'all done? Are we still talking about the Amazon and all of that, or no?
All right, give your thoughts on Amazon.
I can see the point to it, so it's whatever. It's what you was trying to talk about before you got cut off, Key.
I was gonna say until the 24th. I mean, until 2024, we really don't know. So may the best promotional network win, but I highly doubt that Al Heyman would lose in any of this. In my opinion, he's just too much of an astute businessman. But dang, what was we talking about before this? What do you guys think about the upcoming fights? I'm trying to think about my point that I was going to make a few moments ago. But what do you guys think about the upcoming fights since I got all of these intelligent teams on the podcast? Yes. Since I have all of these intelligent teams on here. What do you guys think about the upcoming fights? Okay.
Shalom to B.E.'s and Reggie Milligan. Go ahead, Key. My bad. I like to shout out everybody when they come in.
Well, what do you guys think about the Shakur and Edward De Los Santos? We were talking about that. The Benavidez versus Boo Boo fight. What do you guys think about these fights that's coming up?
I think both of those are good fights. I think that
we smoking Boo Boo.
I think Boo Boo stick to the game plan, I think that fight is going to be a lot more difficult than Benavidez is hoping
Hey,
for.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He looked like he did his last fight. He fried.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that. I can see that, but I don't think he's gonna approach that with the same, purpose and vigor.
I don't know. I just watch a lot of film, and it's a lot. People point out Benavidez flaws. Yeah, he got some, but Lord, people got to quit. People got to quit acting like Boo Boo walking around here boxing like Floyd Mayweather, and he not. People got to quit doing that. He overextends himself too much. He be on the ball of his feet, leaning forward when he throw that overhand left almost every time and leave himself exposed way too much.
Yeah, he awkward as hell.
You find somebody that can execute on that in a fight where this probably like his first fight where he ain't the bigger fighter. It probably could go left. I don't know. I know who I'm rolling with, but anything can happen though.
I like that Tim Tszyu fight coming up this weekend. I want to see if Tim Tszyu is the goods or not. And I feel like Brian Mendoza is going to be a great litmus test because I seen Brian Mendoza in there with Ramos, and he took everything that Ramos was throwing out, and Ramos was hitting him with a vicious body attack, and they was trading, and he took Ramos' power. Then he fought Jason Rosario at 160 and destroyed him, knocked him out. Former unified champion Jason Rosario. Then he dropped down and beat the cheat code, Fundora. So I'm like, hey, the man doing what he do. I'm liking to see it. I feel like Brian Mendoza is a great litmus test, and we'll see what he does against Mendoza. If he's the
Did you
good,
see that? Sorry, Upper. Did you see that real quick to make off your point with Tim Tszyu? Did you see that he is calling for Jermell to retire? He thinks that Jermell should give it up.
Tim Tszyu just trying to get Facebook famous, basically. Brian King, salute King. He's just trying to get the light shined upon him because when people say controversial stuff, then it builds up their repertoire. It builds up the highlights on them, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get his name together.
Who said that? You said Tim Tszyu said that?
Yep.
Yeah, yep. He just did an interview and he said that Jermell should give it up. He talking big stuff.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Man, he's just trying to get a fight. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all
he's trying to get that fight.
And I'm tired of hearing the whole Boo Boo too slick stuff too. I'm tired of hearing that. He got dropped the last fight.
Second, Key, I gotta take my medicine. Go ahead and run the panel, Key. I gotta get my shot and take my medicine. Go ahead.
Okay. I think that what concerns me about Boo Boo is that he's been off this about how he's gonna come into this fight.
You clicked off for a second. Can you say that one more time?
I'm sorry. I said what concerns me about Boo Boo is that he's been off for so long. So I'm kind of concerned to see how, I'm curious to see how he's going to come into this fight. But I don't know if you can have
he just fought a couple months ago, Key.
Did he fight Boo Boo Andrade?
He fought in January.
He fought the guy that Edward Berlanga knocked down 4 times.
Yeah, he fought in January.
I stand corrected. My fault, because I thought Benavidez was the only one that fought this year. My fault.
Yeah, he fought Damon Nicholson.
How did he do? Oh, yeah. He didn't get Damon up out of there, though.
Nah, he was working him, though, but he didn't get him out of that.
He was working him, but he didn't finish strong.
Same problem Boo Boo always got. He start fast, dip in the middle, crank it back up at the end.
But one thing that we do know is that the man can endure, though. He can fight to the end, and that's where Plant failed in his fight, man. Because Plant, the first 6 rounds, he was controlling the fight, and then he fatigued.
Man, Wet Puncher had Andre face that let you know that he could stand up for a whole 12 rounds.
So you see.
I ain't never seen him wilt.
He ain't never fought a puncher neither though.
But
he fought some punchers at 160.
You saying Benavidez is like a puncher, or is he a volume puncher?
He's a volume puncher. Yeah.
I think he wears you down with pressure.
Bro. He ain't a one punch artist, but over 12 rounds that add up.
Yeah, no, it do add up. But now if you control it, like it was getting controlled in the first part of the fight with the Plant.
Another thing about the whole Plant thing, they talk about the first 6 rounds, like Caleb Plant was only up by 2 rounds after 6 in the first place. It ain't like he was up 6-0. He was only up 2 rounds.
You
That's a
think so?
fact.
Well,
That's a
well,
fact. Going
Benavidez
into
got
I
this.
don't think he did too well, and that he's right. I agree with what he just
he
said.
won the 3rd round and the 5th round. Going into round 7 on the cards, they had David Benavidez down by 2 rounds. Then he just won. He just won the whole back half of the fight straight. Not to mention Caleb Plant he fighting in the football field. He clinched like 75 times. Then on top of that, the man that's supposed to be this defensive wizard let David Benavidez land at a 40% clip.
After
Meanwhile,
that elbow, though.
I'm talking about the whole fight though. Meanwhile, the person that's supposed to get hit too much, Caleb Plant only hit him 15% of the time and only landed like 9 jabs in 12 rounds. Didn't do absolutely nothing.
Well, the problem with Caleb is he don't throw a lot of punches.
That's the problem. So, he threw more than David and landed less than David.
He threw more than David Benavidez.
Yes, they were talking about it the whole fight. So I'm surprised not to see the volume for David Benavidez. Caleb Plant is surprisingly outthrowing him.
Well, I mean, he turned up them last couple of rounds, so he probably made it up after that second half.
Bro, Benavidez threw like 300 some punches. Caleb Plant threw like 4, 5.
If David Benavidez gives you like a regular David Benavidez fight, he should outthrow Caleb Plant. I think it's the fact that he was pretty inactive in the first 6 rounds, and then he made it up in the second half. But Caleb Plant don't throw a lot of punches like that.
He greatly made it up in the second half of the fight. I mean, I thought the first half of the fight was definitely Plant's, but I thought the second half was worse for Benavidez. Like it was like utter destruction.
I had Benavidez down about 2 rounds going into the 7th, but he just won 7 through 12, so he won the fight.
That's true. That's why I had it anyway. But
you know how they do, bro. When the volume puncher that throw a lot of punches ain't throwing a lot, or you just see somebody throwing little shoe shine punches, even though they just going off the glove, off the arm a little bit, they'll scream like, "Oh, look what he did!" In reality, he ain't landed shit.
But Andrade will land. He's not somebody that throws stuff off the glove. He finds them angles.
Man, I don't know. I think that Andre been looking for the opportunity, man. You don't get that many opportunities, so he's gonna take advantage of this by giving it his best effort.
Man, he got more gas and power than Plant, but he more wild than Caleb Plant too. The nigga throw he throw that overhand left with his head and his opponent fucking belly button and throw it over the top, leaning forward. All balanced in the motherfucker.
You guys think that this winner will have a good chance of facing Canelo? And if that is the case, would you want it? Which one would you see?
I don't know what Canelo, man. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I think the person. My bad.
Go ahead, Fluxy. No, go ahead, Fluxy.
I'm about to say, I just think the person that win this fight could beat Canelo, but will he take the fight? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, so I don't. Boo Boo can beat Canelo?
Because the thing that helps Benavidez win against a Boo Boo will be the same thing why Canelo loses. Andre is too good of a boxer, one, but at the same time, Canelo don't throw a lot of punches neither. So you can't outwork him or outpoint him if you ain't throwing that much, and he keep you on the end of that jab. At least with David's bigger, he throw a lot of punches, and eventually you're gonna have to fight him. You can box on the back foot all you want to, but eventually you're gonna have to fight him because standing on the back foot all night, it just takes too much energy. You're asking David Benavidez to be himself, and you're asking somebody like an Andrade or a Plant to fight perfect. That's basically what you're doing.
Well, here's the thing with David Benavidez. He don't usually fight guys who are the same size as him. So that reach advantage, I want to see how he deals with that. The last time I saw someone fight someone that was his size, he didn't really do all that walking down. He was doing a lot more boxing. I forgot the guy's name. He knocked him down too, but he caught him with a lucky punch at the end of the fight. But I'm just saying those kind of punches, them lucky kind of punches, he's going to be open to that with Andrade. Andrade's going to find him very quickly. He's not going to have to work his way in and kind of like throw a Hail Mary because he don't want to get touched by the bigger guy. He's a big dude too, and he has reach. And when he throws them wild ass punches, if Benavidez don't have he's not holding the phone the whole fight. He's gonna get caught with some of them. I want to see how he reacts getting hit by a big ass dude, not some smaller fighter.
What I'm saying is Caleb Plant had a reach advantage against Benavidez the last fight, and he was punching on him on the back half. All people could talk about with that fight is Caleb did good for 5 rounds. Well, nigga, it's a 12-round fight. Got punched on, and he had a reach disadvantage.
Yeah, but he was reaching up. I want to see what happens when
Honestly,
somebody's just going strong. He's throwing a straight punch right at you, not reaching up, not Hail Mary and throwing that left
I,
hook.
I got a
He's
blue.
just throwing it from the hip, and he's right next to you, and you're in reach. I want to see how he deals with that.
But the problem with that is, and I don't even really think just people, just not you per se, but like
Mhm.
people, like random people that talk about Boo Boo. I don't think they watch enough film because I see Boo Boo reach the same way David do every fight. It just look more technical. Every time he throw that left hand, he always off balance, or turning himself, or he got his head ducked too down low when he throw the punch. It's gonna be openness each way, and the problem with it is he's not going to beat David fighting at mid-range. He's going to have to fight on the back foot and fight at a distance.
We don't know that.
I watch enough film. I know. I don't watch about 10 hours of both.
Yeah, but they both do awkward stuff. I mean, Benavidez fights squared up. I'm surprised he can even move forward in the ring. He fights so squared up. But they both do awkward stuff.
Know what I'm
It's
saying?
just
It's going to be openness for both of it. And the question is, who gonna execute first and who can make it last the longest? Because both of them gonna
exactly
have this.
that I agree with.
well,
I agree
that's the thing that remains to be seen. Will Benavidez be able to pressure him like he's been able to pressure most people? Because the pressure is what make people buckle. But I have no doubt that he's going to be able to hold up to the fight because Kyron Davis came up 2 weight classes and was going tit for tat. I mean, and it didn't look like he didn't have no quit in him. And the ref had to stop it because, you know, he just was taking too many blows, but they didn't seem to impact him to the point where he was just like, I give up. So
that part don't even mean too much of nothing either, because hell, he stopped Caleb Plant, but hell, the dude from 54 just went 12. Just because you come from a lower weight class, don't mean your punch resistance less.
That is true, because I keep saying that Canelo should have got Jermell up out of there. I don't care what nobody say. Canelo should have got him up out of there.
Yeah, Canelo just wasn't active enough to get him up out of there. If he would have been more active, he would have got him out of there.
Jermell was in that acting, getting his Hulk Hogan on. That's what he was doing.
I think he let off the gas so he wouldn't look tired. That's what I think.
Man, I won't buy not a damn one of his fights. I bet you that. I ain't pay no $85 to see that.
Oh, Charlo.
Okay, so would you pay the $85 to see? Would you pay the $85 to see Canelo versus Bud?
Hell yeah,
I'll pay that. I'm not even a Bud fan, but Bud a bad motherfucker, bro. That's a bad man.
No, he's a bad dude, but he gonna suffer the same fate, man.
I'm saying, I feel like at least with Crawford, I feel like I feel like I know in my heart he ain't just gonna dance around and take the paycheck. He gonna go out on his field and he gonna try to fight something.
Yeah, Key, I know you don't like that, but I'm telling you, the Wolf tickets that he sold outside that ring, and what he did inside that ring, oh man,
that pissed me off. Talking about this, I do it for the culture they hate on. You talking about the wrong culture, buddy.
Undisputed versus undisputed.
I still don't think that. I'm trying to figure out, like, what was y'all expecting? The man came up, put on an extra, 14 pounds to go up there and bang with a Canelo Alvarez. I had no expectations. He did not let me down whatsoever. He walked up out of there with all his faculties.
I ain't telling him to go up there and win, but damn, don't look like a scared dog in the corner. At least throw him.
He wasn't scared. I really thought, like, I saw him swinging. Canelo just ate him. He ate through every shot, y'all.
He ain't look like himself. He ain't even try to put out.
He ain't really sitting them punches. Those are some slapping punches. Those might work on them little 154 pounders, but you gotta sit in them shots.
Nah, he wasn't trying to commit to work on that. Yeah. That boy hit that shoulder, and you saw that nigga grin. I mean, you seen the face he made off he get hit in the shoulder. I said, "Oh, this nigga scared."
Yeah,
he's trying to fight.
Let me tell you, first of all, I could never get in the ring with no Canelo.
What did you say? This is scared.
Yeah.
Hey, it looked that way. I'm so sorry to say it that way too. I really am, because I don't never want to say somebody is afraid to get in the ring when that's what they do to make their living. But
I
got love for him, but he pissed me off with that though.
Yeah, it's either two things happen. Either he panicked, or he threw a fight. It's one of those two.
I wasn't pissed with the result. I was pissed with the effort.
The effort was the only thing that I was mad about. I'm a USC fan, bro. I'm pissed as hell with our effort. Even if we won, it ain't right. You know what I'm
It like
saying? It's just the way that you go out there and take that field, and it's the way you go up in that ring and you battle.
it like
You
it's like
battle.
it's like Errol against Bud. Like EJ got whooped, but he tried. If you tried, I can live with it if you tried. Like, don't you bouncing around the ring, fighting on the back foot. Man, that ain't never been you. You choose your biggest fight of your career to start fighting brand new.
And on top of
Yeah.
that,
Maybe he
you didn't take
tried
advantage.
everything, y'all. Maybe he tried
To be
everything and it
honest,
just wasn't working.
that's why I think he might have panicked. Because be honest, when he does get pressured, he goes to the ropes. That is his thing. The problem is he could that Hail Mary left hook that he likes to throw that gets him out of trouble. Usually, that wasn't enough.
Y'all forget Charlo was a boxer that used to use movement until he got to Derrick James. Like his first 18 fights, he was a pure boxer that used to use ring lateral. The man got up there, he felt Canelo power, and he panicked.
That's
He
what
said,
Ronnie
"Man,
Shields.
the nigga got hit. He got hit by Canelo, and he realized that, hey,
Yeah,
this
that's
dude is for real. That clambuterol was on his system.
See,
He
he's
felt that
still
used
boxing.
up power.
He's still boxing in the mid range and on the front foot. I ain't never just seen him just float around on the back foot and just got
But
there.
look at his first 15 fights. Look at his
Well,
first
the
15
only
fights.
the only reason he's able to do that is because the dudes respect his power. Now, if you're dealing with somebody that has a chin that thinks he punches harder than you, and he's not going to respect your power, especially if you're not going to commit to throwing some power, then yeah, you're going to be on the ropes. It's not the
and
same
then
when you fighting guys at 154.
Canelo
and
chin
then
told the tomb vault, man. You should have known
and
that.
then yeah,
He
and
had
then
he had to rely on his boxing ability, but I don't think he has skills like that. He relies too much on his power, especially these days.
the
Well,
instructions that he received too, I thought that they were excellent, man. I thought he was getting excellent instructions, man, in the ring,
Well,
in
listen,
the corner.
every time he don't listen to Derrick James, it end up in a draw or a loss. Every time he don't
Yeah,
listen.
that's true.
You know what
And
I don't
that's
like
one.
about you know what I don't like about Derek.
I
You know
rock
what
with
I don't
Derrick.
like. You know what I don't like about Derek James, man. He be building up these fires with all this like walkthrough stuff and get it done. And then when that doesn't work, he wants to rely on boxing. You don't be. I can tell you don't be trying to teach them all this boxing astute type of stuff in them camps. All you showing them is jab, catch, duck, go to the body. When that don't work, and you gotta start using like the intellect and the boxing IQ, and if you're not using that, if you're not doing that in the gym, you're not doing that during sparring, you're not gonna do that in one of your biggest fights of your career. If it's not
Let me
something you do.
let me see Canelo get some real 68-pounder, and then I'll shut up. I got Benavidez whooping his ass, but if he don't, oh
You
well.
got him whooping his
I just,
tail?
man, he ain't gonna
Damn.
stop him. He ain't gonna stop him, but he gonna punch on him for sure. Okay, it ain't gonna be no old fight on the back foot or David got to come get me. None of this shit. They're gonna be right there.
I
And
think
even
Canelo.
if he
Go
do
ahead.
lose, I just want to see the best person in this division fight the champion in this division, so everybody could just shut up about it and we could go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
See,
I
and that's
agree
why.
that Canelo be. Go ahead.
All right, real quick. That's why I think Canelo's gonna end up fighting Bud, man, because he's a great. He's undisputed at 168, but he's very miniature. He's not a true 168 pounder. He's fought guys that couldn't take the power, but when he fights these bigger dudes who are a little bit more, got more girth to them, who can intercept all that jab, and throw a big shot. When that's not going to work, when they're not going to they're not going to let you just measure them like that, and you're going to have to stand there and throw. I don't think he's going to do as well against a Benavidez or Andrade who's going to throw his jab out and intercept your jab and not ever let you get your balance right so you can throw them big shots. It's tough to fight these bigger guys on 168. He's only 5'8" and chubby, so I don't think he's going to take them fights, to be honest with you.
That
I
nigga
think
didn't
that
look chubby in the ring that day.
I think that
He's
Bud should
sculpted
fight.
chubby.
I
That
think that
nigga was
Bud should
David Banner.
fight.
I mean, Bruce Banner. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Key. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
Thomas. I
No, I'm
think that
sorry.
Bud
That's you.
should. I think that Bud should fight the winner of Benavidez versus Boo Boo. If he really want to show it, that'd be a good, dramatic lead up. You know what I'm saying? So he beats one of those two, and then that'd be Canelo's, you know what I'm saying, next opponent.
I could put I could probably put my right hand on the Bible. That Bud ain't doing that. I love Bud to death.
And he
But
shouldn't do that. Canelo should fight Benavidez. You don't want to fight Bud? Fight Benavidez.
Canelo is a
Andrade.
No, the winner is already rumored to get Canelo. So my whole thing is, if he want to be with the big dogs, he want to be in 168, get in the ring with the big dogs then. Benavidez or Boo Boo, whoever win this fight. I have Benavidez winning. So fight him, and then the winner of y'all two get in there with Canelo. That's how I feel.
I would say fight Canelo. Canelo different though. Like Crawford fight Canelo is him fighting somebody that started at 47 and 54. Him fight Benavidez is like somebody that could really be fighting at 190 if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's fighting a cruiserweight, and that's the thing. Now, if Canelo is who y'all say he is, Bud shouldn't have to go through all these ropes. He should be up there whooping their ass, all these 168 pounders, but he ain't doing it.
But how is he supposed to cut? How is he supposed to take the rank over Benavidez and all them who's been waiting their turn?
Because Canelo won't fight them. If Canelo fight them, we won't have this conversation.
He already said that he's going to fight them. But my whole
he said we'll see.
Bud want to throw in his name in the hat. I say line all them people up and just have your way, Canelo. That's how I feel.
I just don't like the fact that how when John Ryder fight a title eliminator in a fight that he was losing to earn his position to be Canelo's mandatory, he got the fight right away. But when it's David Benavidez, he fight 2 title eliminators and win the interim. Now you gotta jump through this hoop, you gotta jump through that hoop, you gotta jump through this hoop. Like every time he do something that the fan base says he should do to get the fight, he does it, it come another hoop. If he beat Andrade, go fight Morrell. He fight Morrell, move up and fight Bivol. It's gonna be something else every time until the fight happens. And they do that to anybody that they feel like is a threat.
Yep.
Which is the truth. That's why I think if you don't want to fight these bigger guys, go fight Bud. I'm with it. If you fight Benavidez, I'll support that too. But if you're not gonna fight Benavidez or Andrade,
that's why
and you talking about
Canelo, I think he's ready to fight Benavidez now. I feel like Canelo was buying his time at 168 until his body fully adapted to it. If you look at the Canelo that fight Charlo, he was 168 all muscle. Wasn't a speck of fat on him.
185.
He was 167.5, and he was pure muscle. And he probably rehydrated about 10 more pounds. He's at his peak right now. He had his great weight right now, and I feel like he stops David Benavidez because he has too many holes. And I don't care what you say. I seen Ronald the Thrill Graville drop Benavidez. Benavidez squares himself up. He gets hit.
Can't keep it down, but he got dropped with a leverage jab. That one because of no power.
I mean, but if you're not in the right position, you can get dropped. And if Canelo puts something behind it, it's lights out. And the jab, it rocks quick. But Benavidez gets hits a lot. If he has somebody, and Canelo throws with power. He doesn't know no light shots. And usually, like I said, the only way Charlo could have beat Canelo is after the storm. He pours it on Canelo when Canelo tired. This Canelo didn't sit down in the ring. He didn't take a seat or nothing. This Canelo right here was fully motivated and he was fully ready to go in and go to war. It wasn't no stopping that dude right there. He didn't even sit down. The man trained at over 2,000 above sea level altitude, so his lungs was big. That man,
I ain't gonna lie to you, he go train with God, it ain't gonna happen.
I think the only person that beats Canelo,
I'm telling you, that nigga Canelo fought against John Ryder in a playpen that couldn't stop him.
He struggled with Plant, bro. The only person that beat Canelo is David Morrell, and Benavidez took that Boo Boo. Yes, Benavidez took Boo Boo over Morrell because he running from Morrell. David
Morrell team keeps saying that they not damn ready.
No, David Morrell been calling him out for the last year.
He calling him out, but his team don't feel the same way.
I did a whole video with David Benavidez and his dad saying that Morrell was next if they don't get the Canelo fight. They didn't get the Canelo fight, and I got the whole video, and he's about, I didn't say that, and I made sure I put the insert where they did say that. You remember he turned down the fight with Demetrius Boo Boo last year because he said it was too high risk. That man had to choose between Morrell and Boo Boo, and that man chose Boo Boo. Morrell is dangerous. I think Morrell the only person that beats Canelo at 168. Benavidez gets hit with too many open shots, and I feel like Benavidez's chin is gonna cave when Canelo hits him one of them power shots, especially when Canelo ain't getting tired. Now Canelo was getting tired.
Canelo ain't stopped nobody in 2 years, going on 3.
Okay, but that's because people start saying, "Man, look, Canelo was in his peak." If Charlo didn't have such a great chin and wasn't protecting himself, Charlo was going to the nether realm. And that's why people are upset because they didn't get to see Charlo stretched out. Benavidez doesn't have the power to keep Canelo honest, bro. He doesn't.
But he has
That's
the
why
size. That's the problem. He has the
okay, yeah,
size.
you can have the size, but
He
Mike
got
Tyson,
the size,
everybody
speed,
that
and
Mike
the
Tyson fought had the size, and Mike Tyson broke him down like a double barrel shotgun. You got to remember
Yeah,
that.
Canelo ain't Mike Tyson. You don't have
has
nowhere.
power,
You have
look.
nowhere near Mike Tyson's foot speed.
Canelo had enough power. I ain't saying he Mike Tyson, but he had enough power to make Jermell Charlo, a man with a sturdy chin, run around that ring.
The problem with Canelo is his foot speed is very lackluster at 168.
It didn't look less than that last fight. He was on the top of his.
Yeah, all Jermell did was lean on the rope and stand in the corner.
Dimitri Bivol said his arms hurt for a month after he fought Canelo. We watched Canelo break Callum Smith's arms in two when he was punching that man through his. Canelo hits hard, bro.
Yeah, but you watch that fight. Bivol worked Canelo.
Bivol ain't got more power than damn David Benavidez, and he beat Canelo.
Well, I don't know that for sure either. Man, it might be comparable.
I think he got more power than Benavidez. That's why
he don't. But Dimitri Bivol ain't stopped nobody. But Dimitri Bivol ain't stopped nobody in 6 years. What are y'all talking about?
Okay, he's fighting bigger fighters. He's fighting bigger fighters, and he's fighting the top higher echelon of fighters.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
And nigga be gassing. Before he fought Canelo Alvarez, he been with Joe Smith Jr.
But he got enough power to ring Canelo's bell.
David Benavidez is throwing combination. He's not just one hit sparking people. He's throwing like 1,000 damn punches, bro.
I know. I never said that he was.
All I'm saying is I seen Bivol throwing up.
It just don't matter if it's one punch or a volume of punches.
It don't matter. It don't have to be a one punch knockout. Hell, when he stopped Caleb Plant, that wasn't just one punch. That was accumulation over time. Canelo ain't not nobody out since 2021. He ain't one punch knocked nobody out in even longer time than that.
Yeah, I don't think he has the one punch knockout power at 168. He has studding power, but he has to load up on them shots to really get like a really effective out of it. To get like some real effectiveness out of it, he got to load up a lot.
And I don't. Some of that boy get hit too much here. I couldn't damn tell.
And you see somebody like Bivol, who's the same size as Benavidez. Bivol was slapping him. He wasn't even sitting on them punches, and he was slapping him. And he was stunning Canelo, him.
Benavidez got a bigger reach.
I just think
you guys are favoring. So you guys are favoring, from what it sounds like, it appears that you guys are favoring Benavidez over Canelo.
You would have to.
I feel like if Canelo or Morrell don't do it, I feel like nobody will. it's gonna be one of them too, because 168 ain't that 168 top heavy as hell. So if it ain't gonna be one of them two, who else gonna do it? You know, beat everybody else. Except them two and Andre and Charlo, them only four. And Charlo ain't even moved up yet, and he ain't active. So who else gonna do it? I'm trying to see how the hell Bivol got more power than Benavidez. And I'm 25 years old. I swear to God, I was a freshman in college the last time Dimitri Bivol stopped somebody. Nobody cared about Dimitri Bivol. Nobody was talking about how skilled he was, how strong he was, and none of that until he beat Canelo Alvarez. His best win is Joe Smith Jr. Before the Canelo fight, that's his best win. Before then, he was fighting a whole bunch of nobodies and dude that was old at 68 that moved up to 75, and the only top dog that they was talking about on his resume before the Canelo fight was Joe Smith. That's it. And it ain't like he was just going through there just shocking the world, whooping everybody. Hell, Beterbiev was the one taking all the belts, not Bivol.
Well, it all depends on when they fight. That's gonna be a great fight. But Canelo,
they don't even call out Artur Beterbiev. I think that's interesting.
They ain't gonna never fight.
Man, I don't think so either.
Suleiman won't sanction a fight. That's why they happen. They won't sanction a fight for a Russian fighter, even though your champion is Russian.
He's Canadian. I don't think they're gonna make the fight.
Bivol don't live in Russia neither.
Mm-hmm. Sure don't.
It's weird about that. They pick and choose because both of them are Russian. Bivol and Beterbiev are both Russian, but they try to penalize Bivol because he beat Canelo. That's all that was right there. Because he beat their so-called face of boxing. But I'm gonna tell you like this: Bivol has fought top quality competition as well. But you got to realize that 175, your power don't. If Bivol come to 168, his power will be a lot more than it is at 175. People at 175 are crunching down from 200. Look at Zerto. When Zerto fought Bivol, that man was like 210 on fight night.
Bro, Bivol
Like,
already
Bivol
said
fight-
that. Bivol already said he don't even rehydrate that much weight. He a small 75, bro.
I know. That's
said-
what I'm telling you.
So he ain't crunching down for 200. You probably walk
No, I
around
said
like
Zerto.
180 something.
I said his
Oh, yeah.
opponents are crunching
Yeah.
down from that high.
Oh yeah,
I
the
said,
bootleg
like when he fought
Benavidez.
Zerto was crunching down from that. Like them 175 people are crunching down.
Bootleg Benavidez. That's what I call Zerto.
Zerto was a
That's
bootleg Benavidez.
foul. That's foul. One fight and he a bootleg fighter now.
I've been saying
He ain't no
I've been
damn
saying-
Benavidez. I
I've
tell you
been
that.
saying
He damn sure ain't no
He been trying
Benavidez.
Zerto ain't nothing.
Zerto fought 40
Zerto
nobodies,
ain't nothing, bro. I said Zerto wasn't nothing a long
Most
time
of the
ago.
most of the
man.
168 pounders
that.
fought
He
nobody.
damn sure ain't no Benavidez, bro. Damn sure ain't real.
Benavidez fought a bunch of nobodies. He just got some good fights.
Hey,
But
you put
But
Benavidez in the ring with
he got half the fights as Zerto though. That's the thing.
Hey,
Zerto fought a bunch of trash cans, though.
He fought like 40 of them.
Yeah,
that's what they all do over there, man.
that's what Oscar do because he's trying to get people to pass Floyd Mayweather's record. So he was trying to get Zerto up there.
I don't even talk about sparring. I'm gonna leave that where it's at though.
Disgusting.
You talking about Benavidez and them scoring?
Yeah, a little bit, but it don't really
He
matter.
just said that he got off on him in sparring. Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, he said Bivol don't like body work at all.
Exactly. But Bivol also said that he put that work on David Benavidez as well.
I
He
believe
said
they
that-
gave
he
each
said-
other
he
some
said-
good work.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
I'm
said that
saying
David
it's a
Benavidez-
closer
he said
fight
that
than people
listen,
think.
bro. He said David Benavidez was open. He said he could land his damn straight right all night on him, and I believe it. David
I believe it
Benavidez
too.
has that
I'm saying
defense.
that'll be a closer fight than a lot of people think.
And remember, they in 16-ounce gloves. It's a lot different without them 16 ounces.
Yeah, I think he might work. I think he
way.
might work better. I think he might work
I feel like his
Benavidez too.
technicality, he would outdo Benavidez because Benavidez isn't technically sound.
You can say that about every fighter that he fight.
Okay,
No,
look,
I mean they're gonna win.
okay, bro. But like I said, Benavidez fights Morrell, he gets stopped. That man right there, he's his side.
Based on what? 9 fights.
Bro, Morrell is improving himself, bro,
Oh
and he
my
gets
God,
better.
I
Right.
see that.
He's
I'm
getting
saying
better.
everybody's
Bro,
shining
that's why
in
they
the
have an
9,
eye
10
test.
fights.
When Floyd Mayweather fought his first fight, you knew Floyd was the deal. David Morrell has been stepping up competition each fight. He took the #1 Yeroboa, was the #1 contender at 168. That man put him in the hospital in a coma for 2
You're
weeks.
talking about the nigga that ain't never fought in the States.
He was the #1 contender.
He ain't never fought in the States. He never fought nobody
Okay, but he was
home
still the
country.
#1 contender. He was the #1
Based
contender.
on what? He ain't fought nobody neither.
All right, bro, but check this out. Each one of his fights are getting shorter and shorter, and he's over there because he got the footwork, he got the power, he has the IQ. You'll see. That's why David Benavidez
I
Go
apologize.
watch my video. Go watch my
I
video.
apologize to all my Cuban brothers, but we know what happened to this generation of Cubans once they hit the big stage.
Okay, well look at
You know what
Andy
happened every
Cruz.
time.
Andy Cruz looked good. He even fought a 10-round fight his first fight. But go look at my video. Go watch my video, King David. Who's the real King David? And watch how I got all the sources right there and all the videos so you can see that Benavidez ducked Morrell. It's all documented.
We used to say the same thing about Terrence Crawford, and EJ got
He
his ass
did.
split.
He did for over a year. He did.
Just because you say that, don't mean the fight gonna turn out that way.
He ain't dunking.
All right.
We talking about the same dude that struggled for the last 5-6 years.
Hey, Key, I'll be right back. I gotta get my other shot though. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Go ahead, Key.
I feel like, first of all, y'all make some really good points. And I will say that David Morrell slander will not be tolerated in my presence because I love David Morrell.
I like him too. He just ain't unbeatable, sweetheart. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know on that floss though. I think Morrell is the real deal.
He throw all his power punches like he's chopping wood. Ain't he bad at throwing combinations against the ropes?
Okay, but he's only sitting on this gift. Just watch him. Just watch him. He's gonna develop. So don't even trip.
To be honest, I think he's still very green. He looks very good, but his defense is suspect.
Poole, Taylor Green, that offense is explosive. Their defense not so much.
Yeah, I want to see him in a fight where he has to like take some, give some. You know, a lot of these guys, they don't really give they don't throw nothing back.
I'm saying he ain't facing no resistance yet. I ain't saying that he ain't do, but he just ain't. It's the same. It's the same. It's the
He was
same.
looking for some resistance.
It's the same thing that you say about David.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. I'm not sold on David Benavidez either because I believe he's eating off his size more than his skills. We'll see.
Hey,
Yeah, that's the thing. We will see this fight. This fight will say.
I would say contrary
Now
to what
the
people
other.
my bad.
No, you good. Contrary to other people.
I would say contrary to what people might believe. Shit, Caleb Plant and David Benavidez is essentially the same size, different body types, and Caleb Plant weighed more at the weigh-in and on fight night. David Benavidez was smaller than Caleb Plant weight-wise the night of the fight. David Benavidez was talking about how he ate a pizza in the room and threw up and had a weak stomach the day before the fight. He didn't even rehydrate like normal. Look how small he was the Plant fight compared to how he was for the David Lemieux fight. He normally rehydrated around about 190. Against Plant, he was probably about 178, 179.
Okay.
Well, he needed that because he couldn't come in there all flappy because he's fighting somebody the same size, and you notice the difference. You ain't get no stoppage.
I was saying if you're not rehydrating because you ate some food that tore your damn stomach up and your stomach weak as shit, it ain't the same as you just coming in slim because you wanted to.
I'm sorry his stomach messed up his first six rounds, but bro, you go in there with somebody the same size as you.
It was
all that
rounds.
All I'm saying is winning 2 rounds with the first 6 rounds ain't all that great either. All I'm saying is you fight someone the same size as you who got skills, all that walking through punches and putting up that high guard gonna be out of there. I'm just saying, you better, we're gonna find out against Andrade if he can really walk through them punches or it's just his size.
Andrade ain't punching like that.
That's not the point. The point is the volume that he thinks he's want to get off, he gonna get that in return. He throw body shot, he gonna catch 3 to the face. Then we're gonna see how he react.
And I swear on my life, if Andre go in there trying to throw a whole bunch of combinations and throwing in between shots and trying to throw punches with David, that would be the worst thing he could damn do.
Okay, well, if David just gonna if he's just gonna put up his high guard, what's the worst that's gonna happen?
They reach are so similar. You could box on the back for all you want to, but in order for Andre to get his shit off, he's gonna be in the same warehouse for David to get his off.
And Andrade just jumps in and gets out of there. That's his thing, and he'll get out of there in all types of awkward ass ways.
Yeah,
it's difficult,
including lunging, leaving your face wide open, and sometimes even having your back turned towards your opponent in the middle of a damn fight.
Okay, so then what do you guys think about? How do you think that Billy will fare well in all of this conversation with this division?
I gotta watch some more of him. I ain't gonna lie. I've been hearing about him, but I ain't been watching.
Okay, when I seen him fight Demar Nichols a couple months ago, a month back, he's okay. It's just that he's so wide. I don't like wide punches. I feel like you just setting yourself up. And he's a wide puncher, and he's not very disciplined. Like I believe that one of them would get Billy up out of it. I think that's why they're keeping him in Canada.
Yeah, it's possible. He is really green, but he looks good. Let's see how he grows from now. But yeah, he's really green still.
I love the conversation though. All I'm saying is it's gonna be the same thing as always. Oh, Dave Benavidez is gonna lose because of this, because of that, bad technique. Then the day after the fight, why the hell Andre just stand there after the 5th round?
It'll be a good litmus test for sure because for both fighters,
we'll find out what he got though. If he the real deal, we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out if Andre got if he's got what it takes to be the real deal as well, man. I mean, I think it's a fight where you get to see the best come out of them because there's so much on the line. Because the winner is supposed to be it's supposed to be mandated to fight Canelo.
I keep hearing from trainers all over damn YouTube that been in both camps saying it's a lot of things that David can do. They ain't nobody ever forced him to do, so we don't know if he's going to be good at it when somebody forced him to do it. And I want to see it.
I believe that because I see he got a jab. He knows how to he knows how to use distance. So I see him do it. I see him do it against people who are the same size as him when he was fighting them kind of guys.
It's the
Well,
it's the accuracy, bro. Like people don't pay attention to it either. It's like he's literally like top 10. I think somewhere between the top 8 or 10. As far like he's the most efficient puncher in boxing, top 10. By the percentage,
The problem is, are you that good enough at that to win a fight against an elite fighter? That's what we're trying to find out.
He landed
You know, Flossie, I think
he landed his noble percentages against Caleb Plant, bro.
But he wasn't boxing Caleb Plant because Caleb Plant fights different than Andrade.
Oh,
that's two different fighters.
Yo,
I ain't saying.
But I just think that the way you feel about Canelo and how he's fighting smaller folks and feasting on them, I believe that's what the perception is about Benavidez as well too. That he's basically overwhelmed these people because he was bigger than them and a lot more active. This fight, he won't be much bigger than, if not any bigger than, the person. And this person in activity isn't as bad as the last person he fought, where if he's doing well, he won't wane. So it'll be a better litmus test. But I like it because it sets up the potential of the winner of this fight fighting Canelo. And Canelo needs to start fighting people in his weight class instead of trying to cherry pick to find the easiest route. Because if he finds a way to fight Crawford, that's nothing but an easy fight for him. Even though Crawford would do better than Charlo did.
That's not true though.
That's not true.
Benavidez, hold on, bro. If Benavidez wins, he gets Canelo next. If Boo Boo wins, he gets Morrell next, and Jamal Charlo gets Canelo next. That's the way that goes. So if Benavidez wins, he's next up for Canelo. Boo Boo's not in the plan. If Boo Boo wins, he got to go through Morrell. If Benavidez wins, then that means Jamal Charlo gets to fight Canelo in September. So if not, they're hoping Benavidez wins because that gives Jamal Charlo a little bit of time to get acclimated. And I feel like after Jamal Charlo fights Jose Benavidez, while Benavidez is fighting Canelo, if Benavidez wins, then I feel like Jamal needs to go up and fight Caleb Plant. That way he can get acclimated to 168, and that way he can get his lick back from being smacked.
I was just about to say that.
I'm about to say I ain't got no faith in Jamal Charlo. I don't know.
Look, that's what I'm saying.
Get him out of here.
Well, we're about to see against the Jose. We're gonna see him against Jose Benavidez is a get back fight for him, and that's why I respect Dave Benavidez because he always makes sure his brother gets a payday. So his brother about to fight Jamal Charlo. Now I figure about between the third and fifth round, Jamal Charlo gonna click and his skills are gonna come out. But he's got to fight a big puncher like Jose Benavidez. After this, he got to move up to 168 and get acclimated. And if David Benavidez wins, then him and Canelo fighting in May, which gives Jamal Charlo time to fight Caleb Plant and get acclimated. Because ain't nobody trying to watch Jamal Charlo versus Canelo and he ain't got his face back from Caleb Plant. I ain't
gonna lie to you, bro.
Salute,
I know David.
You think he can beat Caleb Plant?
No, I ain't saying that. David love his brother and all, but let's be for real.
If he can't beat Caleb Plant,
my bad.
If he can't beat Caleb Plant at 168, why do we want to see him fight Canelo at 168?
I mean, you keep bringing it up as if he can't. I don't think he can beat Caleb Plant. If he thought he could beat Caleb Plant, he would have smacked him back.
If he can't beat Caleb Plant, then they don't need to make the damn the Jamal Charlo and Canelo fight because you see he already got flack about his brother moving up and getting beat. So if he can't go up there and beat a legitimate 168 pounder, which is Caleb Plant, he is a legitimate 168 pounder that went almost the distance with Canelo. He went 11 rounds with Canelo. If Jamal Charlo can't go up and beat that man right there, he has no business being in the ring with Canelo, and they don't need to make that fight. So I feel like he's going to have to go in there. He's going to have to get his lick back because the man got smacked like a whole female. Like, you a boxer. You can't let that slide. All his fans ain't letting that slide. Like, come on, bro. That man smacks you around the world.
Hey,
and what fans?
I agree.
What fans does he have right now?
And that's what I'm saying. If he goes back and he beats Caleb Plant at 168, that makes him a legitimate 168-pound fighter. And people been calling for Jamal Charlo and Canelo Alvarez for the longest. Hey, I'm gonna drop the link if you want to hop up there, bro. But Caleb Plant, But you know,
Hey, but
they've been calling for Canelo and Jamal for the longest. They said Canelo dropped his belt because he was running from Jamal, all this. So if Jamal can't go up and beat a good fighter like Caleb Plant, he has no reason in the ring with Canelo. But if he goes up there and he beats Caleb Plant, then that makes the Benavidez, that makes the Plant, that makes the Charlo and Canelo fight that much bigger. It makes it a real, and Canelo will get all his credit. So, you know, it's going to be $1 million paid by, because this is the big Charlo. And this man just beat Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? So he's a legitimate 168 pounder. It's not like he got brought up. He fought Caleb Plant. He's a 168 pounder.
But
Say
I
it right
think
now.
too, I think so too. Real quick, John. I
Go
think
ahead,
so
Keith.
too. I think so too. It matters in the way how he beats them, because just because he go up there and let's say Caleb Plant gives him the work, a lot of people are not going to feel as though Jamal is going to be able to beat Canelo. You feel me? Like, it matters in how he beats Caleb. Like, in my opinion, he's gonna have to stop Caleb Plant in order for that fight to sell, because it's like, okay, boom, you got him up out of there. Now
If he stops
there's
Caleb
the
Plant,
motivation.
something that David Benavidez didn't do, something that took Canelo Alvarez 11 rounds to do. Oh, that fight's selling out the roof. It's a sellout crowd. It was gonna be a sellout crowd anyway. But if he stops Caleb Plant, it ain't nothing else to say. That fight.
Stop Caleb Plant. He can't even beat Caleb Plant.
I don't think so. And I know David loved his brother Jose with him, but let's keep that shit a book. He gave Jose that fight hoping that Jose could beat him and knock his ass out the Canelo running. That's what
And Jose might work him too.
That were really going. I ain't saying that it's going to happen.
I
but
think
that's
Jose
probably
gonna
his
work him for
mindset.
the first 3 rounds. I think the first 3 rounds, Jose gonna be giving Jamal Charlo some problems. I feel like that that boxing, that muscle memory gonna kick in. He gonna slow himself down. He gonna get in. He gonna get ready, and I think he's gonna put that ass whooping on him.
Hey, that's what I'm thinking too. Hey, Key, what was the other question that you had asked too? I want to make sure we don't veer away from that topic as well too. It was about another fight.
I think that was pretty much it about those 2 fights, and I want to get you guys' take on the Danny Garcia. Who is he supposed to be going up against? Upper on Mayweather's exhibition.
You talking about Laura, Erislandy Laura?
Yes. Who do y'all think is going to win? Danny Garcia versus Laura.
Oh, go ahead, Key. I was just saying salute to Jamal Fareed. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Who do you guys think is going to win for that one? Of course, I'm a Danny Garcia fan. I've always been a big Danny Garcia fan. But I think Laura, that's a tall order. So what do you guys feel about that?
Salute Mike Rhythm. You say what? You think salute Jake Cooley? You say what, Key?
Can you hear me?
You said who's been out the ring for a long time?
She talking about Laura versus Danny Garcia. Who you got?
Who do you have? Not who's been out the ring. I said that's a tall order for Danny Garcia.
I think Erislandy Laura might get him. I feel like because Erislandy Laura's sitting down on his shots now, but Danny has a chin too. Danny has a chin, but I don't know what that extra weight gonna look like on Danny. I know 154 looked good on him, but I don't know what 160 gonna do. And Erislandy Laura has a high boxing IQ. I think that's gonna be a great fight. Honestly, it's gonna be a great fight. And I don't think Danny's power is enough to hurt Laura, because Laura's been in there with Canelo, everybody. He's done took some shots.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
He was in there with Jared Hurd. He done took some power shots now.
Yeah, this is gonna be Danny Garcia's swan song. Sorry, Key. This probably might be his last fight.
Yeah, 160 is a tall order for Danny, though.
My players always hate on my fight.
I'm sorry. I gotta tell the truth. I Laura, that's a tough fight for him. It's a tough fight.
I know it is. When I heard about it, I said, God damn it.
Yeah, that's a tough fight. Yeah. I like Danny though. Danny's been some great fights.
That's a tough fight, but Danny does have a skill set that he can, if he's in good shape, but he ain't been fighting in a long time though.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough to overcome, especially against Laura. Laura's scrappy as hell up in that ring. But I mean, I think it'd be a good fight. I think it would, if it wouldn't be a good fight, Mayweather wouldn't have put that fight on there because his last pay-per-view didn't do so damn well.
Well, going back off to the David Morrell, when we were talking about him, I feel as though if one of these fighters don't get David Morrell up out of there, or you know what I'm saying, like somebody don't give him a good showing, I put him in a category of Shakur. The longer y'all wait to for competition to, you know what I'm saying, just slide by them, the better that they're going to get, and they're going to be unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that somebody of quality steps up for David Morrell and for Shakur Stevenson, because the longer y'all wait, man, like those two boys right there, those are their problems.
Yeah, I agree with that. He is getting better. I feel like maybe like a year from now, he'll probably start getting some real touches. But it's too early for him right now. All the money's in 168. There's a lot of these guys are older. They're starting to get, a lot of them are getting cash out fights. So we'll see what happens. But if Benavidez beats Canelo, I see Benavidez fighting him.
That'll be a really good fight. That'll be a really, really good fight.
Matter of fact, if Benavidez loses Canelo, I see Benavidez fighting him.
Somebody better get in there and get him up out of, just like with the new guy that y'all were talking about, Andy Cruz. Somebody gonna have to get in there with him, because
Andy
the
Cruz
more
is
that
gonna
he
prove.
continues to train, man, the way that he continues to train with Bozy is gonna be
Yeah,
a
that's a
problem.
good look for him.
Yeah,
That's
they
a
building
very
that.
good
They
look.
building that fight. It's gonna be
Keyshawn?
Keyshawn, yeah, Keyshawn versus Andy Cruz. They building that up. Who y'all got with that?
Andy Cruz. I'm not sold on Keyshawn yet. Maybe he has a fight coming up though, so I can't wait to see him. But I'm not sold on Andy. I'm not sold on Keyshawn yet. What do y'all think about that?
Fellas, jump in.
I didn't hear the question. What was the question, Keith?
Andy Cruz versus Keyshawn Davis.
How do I feel about that? I think that, to me, honestly, it's kind of hard to speak any kind of ill on Bo McIntyre's name, but I still don't believe him to be the elite cornerman that is Bozy Ennis. And from what I've been hearing, like Dave Cruz has been putting people out the ring during the sparring sessions, and it's coming out of Bozy's camp. They don't just manifest stuff. They don't say stuff because it sounds good. They say stuff because it is good. So it's gonna be a tough fight for Davis, because the people that Davis has fought thus far, I don't think they prepare him for Andy Cruz. However, that being the case, I do like the dog that's in Keyshawn, and his last fight, he damn sure looked good. I mean, he knocked the snot out of somebody, man. That was the first time I seen that happen in the boxing match, dog. So with that being the case,
yeah,
that's what you mean. No, go ahead. I know where I'm going with mine. No, go ahead.
Thomas.
It's your world, baby girl. Say what you gotta say.
I just feel like with Keyshawn, with that last fight, he should have got him up out of there a lot earlier. I feel as though he was playing around too much, and that's what I mean about discipline. When I say discipline, it takes a certain level that you have to go through mentally to be able to break them down and get them up out of there. He should not have been playing with his food like that. Even Shakur said it. I'm watching, and I'm like, why is this could have been over with. But Shakur, even afterwards, was saying he wasn't really listening or paying attention like that. And that's what I worry about with Keyshawn Davis. That's why I'm happy that he's been quiet lately, and he's been really focused on just boxing, sparring and getting his weight up and everything, because that is my main concern with him.
So just his focus, that's your concern with him?
Yeah, his focus. He has a good skill set.
No doubt.
Do I think he'll go far? Yeah. I think Andy will be the one though that'll get him up out of there. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think Andy. I don't think he has an A through Z for Andy. I think he has an A, B, and C maybe.
I think what helps Keyshawn a lot is the fact that he's a strong body puncher, man. He's very sharp with them counter punches to the body. that will kind of help with the reach advantage that Cruz has and the foot speed because he's really fast there. Like this dude be covering ground quickly. I feel that's the only thing that'll help him. And if he can find his angles and stay out of trouble, I mean, he could take a lot of the power out of them punches, and that'll kind of make it an even playing field. And then his skill set could possibly take over the fight. But if he gets caught before that, then nothing he can do.
You know what else I like about Keyshawn too is his high low, his punch placement from high low. He covers every spot of the body, and that's good, especially for a young prospect. Man, you know, I like that, and he's gonna need that because the first thing you got to do is break that body down, especially when somebody's active. You got to slow their ass down, and I think that's where he's gonna have to employ his game plan is to effectively attack the body and
How do
mix
you
it up.
Yeah, but Key's
Yeah.
right with his focus because he goes up and down the body. He has very good placement, but he lose focus and he watches his work too much. He doesn't follow
Yeah.
up as quickly as I would like, especially when he catches somebody clean. He just be admiring his work too much.
He showboats, yeah. He definitely he grandstand in that ring too damn much. But that's part of his image, you know, to sell his fights.
Yeah, it
But
works
you know,
for him.
I like the fight. I like the fight though.
I know, but yeah, I like the style, but I'm just saying with somebody like with an Andy Cruz, he ain't gonna be able to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's gonna go far though. Like I like him as a fighter. He's in his online presence too is hilarious. He knows how to sell it, you know, but that's what I worry about because Andy Cruz is such a zoned in fighter from what I've seen. Even when he was in the Olympics, like he's very zoned in. That's what worries me about Boots versus Bud. To be honest with you, I think Boots has all the skill set he needs to beat Bud. But again, sometimes that focus, and Bozy called him out on it too with his last fight with I don't know how to say that gentleman's name, but
Roman Villa, or you talking
yeah,
about
yes,
Karen?
yes, with Roman. He sometimes that focus, man, you ain't gonna be able to do that with a Bud. You have to be on your P's and Q's all the time with Bud Crawford. That's my only concern with Boots versus Bud. What do you think, John
Yeah.
Rex? I know you're gonna shoot it down.
Why you do? Why you set me up like that? I was
Because I
gonna say
know you.
I like Boots, but that's a bad matchup for him. I don't think he should fight Bud. He should just stay away from that. Let him go up to 154 if he's gonna do it. Whatever his next fight is, let him figure that out. Don't fight Bud right now. He cannot beat him right now. It's too early. There's just too many things that Bud does in the ring that he ain't fought nobody that does some of the stuff he be doing. A lot of traps that he sets, I don't think Boots would be ready for that. He would get caught a lot. He would get frustrated quickly, and then he would start taking chances too early in the fight, and he would get hurt. And then Bud, he could go in cruise control. I don't think Bud would hurt him too early to the point where he could stop him right away, but he would train him right away, and I think he would start getting gunshot at Boots. It's too early.
I don't think it's too early though. I would like to see that fight. I still want to see Boots versus Bud. I do. I
I,
want to see
I
that.
I ain't protesting it. They make it. Hey, I mean, good luck to Boots, but if they really believe in him, you know what I'm saying, and if he stayed at 147 and he says you don't want to go 154 for Arrow, make it. I don't care. Make the fight.
Thomas, who do you have winning that fight, Boots versus Bud?
The man got 31. He's 31-0, bro. When is he gonna be ready? He got more wins than Errol Spence. So when is he gonna be ready? Like the man is ready for his fight, bro. Like he's been ready. Like people keep sitting there saying until he gets that fight, he's not gonna be ready. Like they said Earl wasn't ready for Kell Brook until he got that fight. And I feel like Boots will rise to the occasion. And I feel like Terrence will push him, and I feel like he will go beyond and above, and he will overcome it. He's longer than Crawford. He's faster. I think he has power, and he's a true switch hitter. Crawford starts his rounds at a certain stance. Boots can switch in the middle of a combination. So I feel like he does everything Crawford can do, but better, and he's younger.
Now, if you gave me Crawford a few years ago, I would have gave the edge to Crawford. But Crawford's athleticism is starting to slip. He's getting older. And I feel like that young boy might be a little too much for him, honestly. That's why Bud avoiding it.
Well, Bud's avoiding it because he want money fights. Ain't nobody really know who Boots is, so that's not gonna do nothing for him
Showtime is
right now.
offering that man $10 million to fight Boots. Showtime is offering him the check.
Yeah.
They say he got a blank check for him to fight Boots, and he's not trying to do it. A blank check.
Calling out Canelo, I don't think he got bigger dreams than $10 million. But like I said, if everything else flatlines, I think Bud will take that and he'll give Boots his first L. It'll be a nice learning experience for the young fighter.
Or it could be a retirement fight for Bud. Take get a loss his last fight. I mean,
I don't see that.
Man, Boots, man, that boy is special. That man can go slow-mo in the middle of a fight, in the middle of a combination, then speed it back up. The man been boxing since he could walk. He got a family full of boxers, and his dad is a fucking genius, dog.
Yeah, but Bud is a genius.
John, come on now, John. Hold on. This is my problem. How isn't Boots ready? Or he's not a money fight, but yet Bud can go up 3 weight classes to fight a Canelo who's not even.
Bud ain't a money fight.
Exactly. Like, it's not even a mandatory or nothing like that. But y'all are pushing for this. But Boots is a mandatory. So I'm trying to figure out that logic.
I think Boots might sell more than Bud, to be honest. Bud doesn't have a following.
Boots ain't got not one.
The man did under 10K for a pay-per-view. Come on, man.
That was years ago. All I'm saying, and I don't believe them. I don't believe those numbers because no one could verify it. Here's the thing,
man. It was under 5K. If you want to be honest,
he just did
verified. It was verified. They only got 6,000 new subscriptions, and you had to subscribe to them to buy the fight. Period.
Pay-per-views and subscriptions different.
People subscribed. And
he just did 700 with Earl. Earl ain't never did anything close to 700, so that's part of him. He's number one. He's number one pound. Number one pound for pound.
If Bud would have brought his half, they would have got over $1 million. Man, but Earl was fighting a big name fight. Earl's been sitting at 350K, almost.
He never did 5.
It's a bigger fight, but Bud has never did over 150 by himself. The man has did 50K, 136, 150, and under 10K. The man with Sean Porter coming off a big fight with Earl Spence only did 136K. Come on,
and EJ never did more than 350. So how do you go from 350 to 700?
350. Him and Mikey Garcia actually did 378. And he also
350, 370. How do you go from 370 to 700 for a guy that does only 140?
Okay, Tank only did 300 and something. He just did 1.6. It's the bigger the bigger the fighter, bro.
It's the dancing partner.
It's the dancing partner. I guarantee you, Bud versus anybody. Keith Thurman and Earl would probably did more than Bud and Earl.
No, it wouldn't.
Not a good
Everybody knows that.
His people don't
you can't say he's not a good dancing partner when he has the second highest pay-per-view of the year.
No, it's the third. Canelo and them did higher than Earl.
I thought it was 650.
Did higher than Earl.
What did Canelo and them do?
They did over 700.
700 what?
Over 700, bro.
Well, that's what I heard. At first, I heard Bud and EJ did 700. Then it keeps getting lower and lower each week. It keeps getting lower and lower.
No, Bud and Earl, they did between 650 to 700K. They said Canelo and Charlo did 710 to 750. It's all
okay then. So it's a small margin between second and third,
but
and he's part of it.
Fight in the last 40 years,
and you telling me he don't have no clout?
No, the biggest.
He don't have no reason to be calling out Canelo
in the last 40 years, dude. That shit was supposed to outsell everybody. The
Canelo's fight
match in the last 40 years. Period.
Canelo, you can't put all the blame on. Was EJ marketing the fight?
Number 2 pound for pound.
What did you see? Did you see EJ doing interviews?
Versus number 2 pound for pound.
Did you see EJ selling the fight?
Boxing match in the last 40 years, and they only got 650.
Did you see EJ selling the fight?
Fucking years. Did you see Roy Jones did $1 million?
That sounds good, but let's talk about what actually happened. Did you see EJ sell the fight?
Yes. EJ name alone will sell the fights.
No, that doesn't how it's not how it works. You actually have to do work and market yourself. Did you see him sell the fight?
Earl been getting 8-figure paydays. This is Bud's first ever.
Who was doing the interviews? Who was on social media?
Bud is the best fighter in the world.
Who was talking to the fans?
The man can't sell, bro. He can't sell.
Who was making posters?
It don't matter what you do.
Who was outside?
Blair Cobb be doing a lot of interviews.
I'm just saying, I saw Bud put in work all year.
Blair
sold the fight.
Interview after interview, post after post. That motherfucker ain't selling 100,000.
I saw him win the fight, and then once he won the fight, he went on another media tour.
Your point is a moot. It's a moot point.
And EJ hasn't said anything since he lost. So I'm just saying.
Hold on. Don Guarte, welcome to the stage.
What up, my man?
Not much.
Let me ask you a question. Why is it that you think Bud Crawford is the best boxer in the world?
Well, right now he's done proved it. I mean, he was pound for pound number one. He's been doing it for the years. And right now, I don't see right now, Bud is pound for pound number one. I mean, he's done proving it. The man just sat there and took out the number 2 fighter in the world. And the man did it convincingly. I mean, I'm not a Bud Crawford fan, but I'm a fan of his work. And if you're saying that Bud is not the top fighter in the world right now, then you're just hating. And I'm just being honest.
No, I'm not saying he's not in the top 3. I'm just curious as why you put him in number 1.
Who do you have? Hold on, top 3. Okay, who do you have above Bud right now? And I hate that you make me do this, but who do you have above Bud?
Well, I have him in the top 2. I think it's either him or Canelo.
Oh, okay, you said he was in the top 3. Who do you have above him?
Well, I mean, what I consider the best boxer in the world,
2, bro, who's your number
like
1?
Just like pound for pound.
Who is your number 1 and number 2 best fighters in the world? If Bud's number 3
right now, I think it can go either way, Canelo or Crawford.
You talking about the same Canelo 2 fights ago? We got beat 12 rounds to nothing.
You're talking about the one that the guy that's the guy that's 5'7" that went to go fight a guy that's like 200 pounds on fight day. Yeah, that guy.
Okay, no,
just like if Crawford goes.
No, hold on, bro.
Let me ask you a question. If Crawford goes up to 168 and he fights Canelo,
hold on, bro. Listen.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Bigger than Bivol on fight night, and actually, Canelo actually went up to fight Bivol. He got beat 12 rounds to nothing. The same Canelo that got beat 12 rounds to nothing against Floyd Mayweather, who was 30 pounds under him. And I don't care who the hell Bud Crawford fights in his life, he'll never get beat 12 rounds to nothing. And that's for 1. Number 2, the same Canelo that couldn't stop a 154-pounder coming up to his weight class. That Canelo right there. 2, Canelo that sat there and had a showcase fight against John Ryder, who in the second half of the fight beat the damn shit out of Canelo for the last half of the fight. That's the number 1 person that you say, right?
Oh, hold on. Let me respond to the things you said. First of all, when Canelo fought Mayweather, he was 23 years old, and even though you might say, which is hold on, let me respond. Let me respond. Can I respond? I let you respond.
As you respond, I'm gonna respond with you.
Let me first respond to what you're saying. Canelo fought Mayweather. He was 23 years old, and yeah, people say he had 50 fights. He started fighting at 15 in Mexico. Okay, his first 25 to 30. Hold on. His first 25 to 30 fights were against a bunch of amateur guys. Those were real fights in the States against top opposition. I give people credit to that argument. Just like they say Chavez fought a bunch of cab drivers in Mexico his first 30 fights. Yeah, that's how it is in Mexico, bro. I agree with you. But for you to say that Canelo losing at 23 against Mayweather, who was 6, and the best fighter in the world at the time is docking him. Okay, let me ask you a question. When Mayweather was 23, or 22 years old like Canelo, did he ever fight someone that was 30, 34 in their prime at a weight class that he could have made that was top? No, he didn't. He was fighting the people at his level at the time. He never fought the top guys when he was 23.
Well, because they ducked him.
If we want to go sit here and go back and forth, bro, we're gonna do it. But you're not gonna overtalk me. What I'm trying to tell you is, as well, Floyd Mayweather, right? He moved up in weight while Canelo's crushing weight. Floyd walks around at 140. Him and Deontay Wilder are the only fighters that fight above their weight class. That's for 1. So already Floyd is conceding a handicap because he's fighting under his weight. I mean, he's fighting above his weight right there. So is he fighting above his weight? You know, that right there is a thing. Canelo crunched down and was over 30 pounds above Floyd. That's for 1. For 2,
The same Canelo Alvarez had 42 fights. You can say whatever the hell you want to say, but each time you make a fight, you get better. It's people that have a couple fights, but each fight they get better. It don't matter about that right there. It matters on your fights. Him and Floyd had the same amount of fights. Him and Floyd had the same amount of fights when they fought. So they were the same age in boxing years. Next, you talking about Floyd at the age, right? What you forget to realize is when Floyd was sitting there fighting, Floyd beat more undefeated fighter, and he beat more champions than any other boxer. He beat 22 champions. Canelo and Pacquiao, Canelo's nowhere near it. Pacquiao's not either. Secondly, Canelo got caught using clenbuterol. He got caught using a banned substance. Now they raised the limit of the banned substance just to give Canelo a fighting chance against these other fighters. So the man's already, and if any other race besides them uses the clenbuterol, they will be found in agreements with the PDs. So Canelo has an unfair advantage already. So now he gets to do that. Then you said when he was 22, he didn't fight nobody like Canelo, right? Okay. Well, you know, when he was 22, check this out, right? I'm going to tell you who he fought when he was 22, all right? This is who he fought when he was 22. This is 21. He won the super featherweight title at 21 against Genaro Hernandez. Then at 21, he beat Angel Manfredi. Then Carlos Rios. This is at 21. At 22, he beat Justin Juco. He beat Emmanuel Augustus. Now at 23, he beat Diego Corrales, who was considered the number one fighter in that division. Diego Chico Corrales. Then he beat Carlo Hernandez, Luis Castillo at 25 twice. So don't tell me about the age, because Floyd's been fighting killers just like Oscar De La Hoya.
But when he was 20, well, let's just say when he finally got to 140, 147, he can make 147, 140 at 23 years old. Whether he drained down to fight in the 130s, that's another point. What Canelo did is at 23.
Down, bro. That's
what I'm saying. He can make welterweight at 23 years old. That's his frame. You like you said earlier.
No,
that's his frame.
He had to gain weight. In fight night, Floyd be like 143, 144, bro. That's not his weight. Floyd is
his natural weight, once he stopped growing, which is at 21, 22 years old, is 140, 47.
I'm telling you, Floyd, his natural weight is around 140, 142. He walks around at that weight. Him fighting at welterweight and that super welterweight, that's him giving fighters a better advantage. That man.
Look, let me tell you something. Just because there's 100 weight classes today doesn't mean that he's a junior welterweight. In the greater scheme of things, if the middle point, he's a welterweight. He's a welterweight.
Fought at 140, dude.
It doesn't matter. Floyd Mayweather is a welterweight. And when he was young, he didn't fight any of the top dogs in the welterweight.
Okay, so Canelo should be fighting at 175 then. If we going by the same,
Canelo should be fighting at 160 pounds. That's where he needs to be fighting.
Canelo rehydrates to over 170. Floyd
it doesn't matter. Benavidez is 6'2". He rehydrates at 200 pounds.
Are you not using no logic, bro? Listen, Floyd Mayweather comes to the ring at 147. Fight night, he's 143 at welterweight. He comes in at 151. Fight night, he's 145. Canelo comes to the ring at 168. Fight night, he's 175, 180. Think about it. So he should be fighting at bridgerweight or light heavyweight if you want to compare him to Floyd, because that's what Floyd was doing. If you think about it logically, if you're thinking about it, if you want to sit there, if you want to compare Canelo with Floyd, then tell Canelo to fight at 180 or 175, because that's what Floyd is doing.
Yeah, we gotta have some honesty in this conversation. Mayweather is he's a very small person. He is not a natural welterweight. He never looked natural at welterweight. He was dodging all them goddamn punches. This dude was dancing in the ring, trying not to get hit. He is not a natural welterweight. He started very small in the weight classes. Most of his bigger fights were at featherweight and lightweight. He's not a welterweight. By the time he got the welterweight, he was in his early to mid 30s. He's not a welterweight.
Not to mention when he had fought, when Canelo had fought Floyd Mayweather, if I'm not mistaken, Canelo was already like a 4-time champion. So that whole
Yes,
notion
Canelo
that he
just
was
beat Austin Trout.
obviously,
Canelo
yes,
he was the unified champion. He beat Austin Trout to become the unified champion. And when he came in the ring, he was over 170 pounds versus Floyd Mayweather.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying, sir, about the whole
That is not
Canelo
true.
being
There was a
4-time.
rehydration clause to that fight.
It don't matter. He signed the contract. Y'all
Yeah,
gotta
but this
let that
guy's
shit
saying
go.
lies. There was a
No, it's
rehydration
not.
limit.
Rehydration clause,
No, it
dude.
was
There was
not.
a limit. He
There
couldn't
was
weigh
no
more than
limit on that
like
shit,
10
bro.
pounds. Look it up.
Bro,
Look
he
it
was
up.
more than 10. Bro, they even said he
Look
was
it
over
up.
20 pounds bigger than Floyd,
There
dude.
was a
So now you're like,
limit.
hold on.
You're not saying facts, bro. Look it up. There was a limit.
I'm looking it up.
But does it
They
matter?
had no
But does
limit.
it? But does
They had no limit.
okay? But does it matter? You're right, Upper. But does it
Oh
matter,
my
sir?
goodness.
Okay, but sir, does it matter that the fact that Canelo came in with over 40 fights, he was a 4-division champion, and he wanted, he's the one that called out Floyd Mayweather and wanted to fight him? Does any of that matter? And he got beat from round 1 to round 12. So I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day,
I agree with you. He lost against more. I never said he didn't lose. What I said is he was a youngin. You can't compare the Canelo at 30
Okay, I got
years
it right
old
here. This right
versus
here
the
is the thing.
Canelo
It
at
says
23.
Canelo Alvarez weighed 152 pounds at the weigh-in against Floyd Mayweather and weighed 169 against the fighter as the fight started. Canelo, that right there was on.
What website is that? Because I challenge that.
I'll take pictures of it. I'll take pictures of it and put it up for
I
you.
remember the fight was a clause where there was a limit, like he couldn't come in more than 10 pounds or something. I remember it was a big deal.
The other one said that Canelo came in at 165 on this one. Canelo,
Well,
you can look at the size. You can look at the size in the fight, bro.
Regardless
I'm
of the
not saying
limit,
Mayweather is not a great boxer. What I'm saying is, like, when you dock Canelo for fighting Mayweather, who's probably the greatest boxer ever, even though he was 36,
No,
he was
I'm
still
not
really
dogging him for
great.
fighting the
You
best
can't
fighter. I'm
dox
dogging him
Canelo
for
for
losing
fighting
12
him at
to 12
23.
rounds.
the only
I'm
reason we're
talking
talking about
you
this.
say
All right,
he's
hold
the
on,
best
hold on.
fighter. You say he's
The
the
only
best fighter, and I'm telling you that he lost to Bivol and to Floyd 12 rounds without winning a round. How can you be the best fighter ever if you can't even win a fucking round, dude? You could have scratched the nigga or something.
That's your opinion. He won more than one round against Bivol, but that's your opinion.
Bro, no, the
all right,
fuck he did not.
let's get back to the facts. Here are the facts. Let's take the Mayweather stuff out of there. It happened ages ago. Pound for pound is a what have you done for me lately list. It's not a career high list.
So I guess you
So
think
right
he beat Erislan DeLore as well, too.
Yeah, he's
Now,
talking about
Erislan DeLore
Crawford
beat
being
that
the
ass.
best one right now. That's what he's saying, right? He's saying Crawford is the best one. Okay,
right now,
that's what he's
Crawford
saying.
moved up to welterweight. He has stopped every welterweight that has gone in the ring with him. Canelo hasn't had the best performances lately in his couple of his fights.
Caleb
He's looked
Plant, his
better
last
against
fight.
Charlo, but Charlo did not put up much resistance, and Charlo came up 2 weight classes, so he's not number 1 pound for pound. People say that because he's the money guy, and we
I
get
don't
that.
think
Yes,
I don't
he's the
think
face of
that.
boxing.
And Tank
He's the money
outshowed
guy,
this
but he is not the most skilled fighter in boxing. He is not. Crawford is the most skilled fighter in boxing and the number 1 pound for
The
pound.
man catches punches on his face. The only thing
It-
Canelo can do, he's a strong fighter. His defense is suspect. The man took over 18 clean shots that would have knocked out a regular fighter at that weight. But he has a chin, so he bulls his way through. He takes the punch and he beats up on smaller fighters. He wouldn't do that to Beterbiev. He wouldn't do that to David Morrell or somebody his size. They will beat the shit out of him.
Canelo will beat Morrell. He would beat Benavidez. He would beat Charlo and his brother. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I might.
He
You
made
gotta
Charlo look like a little girl out there.
Look,
He was
Morrell
afraid to
spank-
even hit him.
Morrell will spank.
Charlo ain't
Canelo ass.
Benavidez
Canelo
or
said he's a better
Andrade
fighter.
or Morrell. He got to prove that. You can
I'm
say
willing
that
to
all you
bet
want.
Okay, tell him to defend his belts at 168 and stop fighting motherfuckers from 150 and 155.
They've been trying.
Yeah,
This
y'all can-
conversation isn't about Canelo fighting people. He's been fighting in professionally since he was 15. His resume speaks for itself, bro. Like, you're not gonna not make him a great fighter.
Number one. That's what the
pound for pound is not a pound for pound is not a resume list.
John, and I'm gonna let you rock.
Go ahead.
The conversation you said Canelo's the best pound for pound. I don't care who Bud fought in his career. He's never lost a fight.
He's never
This
got
is what
beat.
I said.
No,
I
bro,
said
let me
Canelo
finish.
and
Bro,
Bud
let
are
me
the
finish.
top two
Bro, let me
fighters
finish.
in the world right
Bro,
now.
now, like I said, Canelo has been beaten 12 rounds to nothing against Floyd. He lost to Bivol. He also got beat by Erislandy Lara, and they gave him the fight. You don't see no close fights like that with Terrence Crawford. He aboves and excels his opponents. He shows the clear disparity of his skills. So
Let me
to
ask
say,
you, before Terrence Crawford
bro, let me
beat
finish first,
Spence,
bro. Let me
what, you got
finish
like
first. I
20
will let you
minutes
talk.
of dialogue, bro. Like,
I
say
said, I
one
know.
thing
Let
and
me
let me
finish.
respond.
I'm gonna let you respond. Just let me finish this, and I'm gonna let you go. But what I'm saying is, Canelo is fighting people, and he's getting beat. Arguably, he has to get rounds in. You never heard them say Terrence Crawford had a close fight. He didn't arguably lose to Triple G. He didn't arguably lose to Erislandy Lara. He didn't get gloved against Bivol or Floyd. So that's 4 already that arguably could be losses. That's what I'm trying to explain. He's not the best. I wouldn't even put him top 5. And then go ahead, John. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Let me just respond to that real quick, respectfully.
Go ahead.
I
Go
see
ahead.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. He's lost 2 fights, and he's had very close fights against guys that are really skilled. But listen to the names you mentioned. Erislandy Lara, even though he's not as like popular as other boxers,
Lara's a great
my dad's
fighter.
Cuban. My dad's
He's a
Cuban.
great.
I've
No,
known him since
Lara's
he
a great
came from
fighter.
Cuba. Let me finish talking. He's a really great fighter.
I
Like,
just
this
said
is a
that.
really great fighter. He doesn't have the credit, but he's a really great Triple G, knocking everyone out up until he fought Canelo. Everybody, like, really good guys. Mayweather, the best of all time. Who has Crawford beat, bro? Besides Spence, that looked like he was on drugs and was in the Spence before the accident. Who before Crawford beat Spence? Nobody placed them top 3.
Yes, he
No,
Pound for
was.
no,
He
pound.
no,
was an.
no,
He
no.
was.
Hold on,
Hold
bro.
on. Let me jump in now.
I'm
He
gonna
was
let
the
y'all
number
go ahead.
one
I'm gonna
pound
let
for
you
pound
finish.
Who has
Hold
he
on,
fighter.
hold
beat?
on, hold on.
Hold
Who has he
on,
beat?
dog.
John,
Now let me.
John, hold on. Hey, look, bro. I respectfully sit down and let you talk to John Noor because he is the resident Crawford aficionado, and I hated defending him a second ago, but I'm gonna just let you ride. Go ahead. I'm done, John.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. We got to start coming with these fake news, man. Bud been the number one pound for pound fighter for years. Ever since Canelo struggled with that Triple G fight the second time and got caught with the PEDs in his system,
Clambuterol,
he has never been considered number one pound for pound. It's
but he
only
still
been
has it in his system.
only the media that whoever's been signed to him, like the Zone was calling him pound for pound because he was with the Zone. Showtime, he's over at Showtime now. Some of them are calling him pound for pound. That's the only people that's been calling him that. Everyone else knows he's a drug cheat and he's the money guy. That's it. Bud's been the number one pound for pound fighter for years. Only thing was he was moving up to a new division. He was fighting the best guy at that division, was Errol Spence. They had 3 belts unified, and they wanted to see, okay, how do you measure up against this guy who was also a pound for pound fighter? When's the last time Canelo has beaten a pound for pound fighter? You're talking about he's number one pound for pound. When's the last time you beaten a pound for pound fighter? And this guy went up to welterweight, knocked out everyone, a consistent, controlled measurement, knockouts. Everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everyone. And Canelo has not did that as when he moves up to 160, 168. He has not had consistent, concise, clearing the skills. He's clearing these guys. Bud Crawford is clearing these guys. Moved up from 135, 140, 147, clearing them. Not close fights, knockouts. That is pound for pound. Skill. You move up, it don't change up. Canelo, he did that at 160, but then he had some problems with the PEDs, and then he struggled when he went up to 168. He undisputed 168, so he's made some ground there. But the problem is he won't fight Benavidez. If you fight Benavidez and beat him, then you might have a point. But since the fans are calling for this fight and he refuses to fight the guy, he always going to get that asterisk next to him at 168. Now, as a Canelo fan, you need to get him in the ring with Benavidez so you can talk the talk that you want to talk. Because my guy has already beat the best guy in his division, and he's calling your guy out. So you don't have no feet to stand on.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do you think right now, if they fought right now, you don't think Canelo would beat Benavidez, bro?
I don't know that. That's the point I'm making. He has to
No,
fight him.
I want that fight. I agree with you 100%.
You
I
can
want that
want
fight.
it. You
It-
can want it all you want. But if you're going
But
around the
my
world saying, if you're going around all these platforms saying Canelo's the best, but then you're not calling out Canelo for not fighting Benavidez, it's a mute point.
no. What I said was the top 2 best fighters out there is Canelo. To me, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
you're entitled to have your opinion. You say that Crawford is. You think he's the best fighter right now.
Well,
That's your argument.
my opinion, my argument is the popular opinion and popular argument. It's not something I'm picking out of my ass. A lot of people are saying he's number 1 pound for pound.
Yeah,
You're
but also
coming-
there's an
you're
argument to
coming
say
with a-
that
you're-
Crawford, the opposition Crawford has faced, it hasn't been top opposition out there. Like who has he beat?
When
before
is the last
Spence?
time? When's the last time Canelo has beaten a pound for pound fighter?
Yeah, but we're not talking about Canelo. We're talking about Crawford.
You were
Who
talking
has
about
he beat?
Canelo. My
No.
guy
You said
has a competition.
You said
My
Crawford
guy
beat
is-
everybody. Who's everybody? Who's everybody?
Everybody, he's cleared 2 divisions back to
Yeah,
back.
but of what competition, bro? Who
He's
has he beat that's
cleared-
great?
He's 2 times undisputed. He's cleared 2 divisions. Who has Canelo beat that's on the pound for pound list in the last 4 years?
Who has Crawford beat that's pound for pound?
He beat the best guy in his division. Has Canelo did that in the last 4
Who
years?
has he beat? Let me ask
Has
you the same
Cane-
question.
You have,
Who
you're
has
not
he beat
answering,
that's
you're not
pound for
answering
pound?
my question though. See,
Has
now
Crawford beat
you
anybody that's pound for pound?
You
Answer that
running.
question. Has he beat
running.
anybody? Has
You're
Crawford
running.
beat anyone? Crawford,
you're running
has he
though.
beat-
You're running.
Because I remember Canelo beating a pound for pound. Did Crawford beat a pound for pound?
He cleared out 2 divisions.
Has answered the question. Has he beat a
Errol
pound
Spence
for
is pound for
pound?
pound. Errol
Errol
Spence is
Spence
pound
is
for
trash,
pound.
bro. That guy was
No.
trash. Come on.
No,
That's like saying
you're-
Canelo deserves credit for beating Charlo. That's trash, bro.
How
Come
can
on.
you say EJ is trash, but then say, "Oh, my guy beat Charlo. He made him. He
No,
didn't want
that's
to
what I
punch
said.
against him."
You can't
But
give Canelo
So
credit
you
for beating
so you got
Charlo.
you have no problem pushing your chest out for beating Charlo, but when my guy beats the best guy in his division, oh,
Well,
he's
there's
trash.
a difference. There's a difference
That's
between
called-
Spence. Look,
that's
listen. I'm
called
gonna
bias.
give you credit. Let me give you credit real quick.
That's called
There's
bias.
a difference between Spence going out there and fighting like a man and getting knocked out. There's a difference between that and what Charlo did, which was being a little bitch and hugging him every 10 seconds and running the whole fight. Like step up to the plate.
And the
fight
problem
like a man.
is, and the problem with your pound for pound point is that little bitch, you couldn't knock him out.
What you talking about?
Yeah, you couldn't knock
How's he
him
gonna,
out.
how's he gonna, dude? This guy's a professional. He's defending himself. He's clinching every time Canelo punched him. What are you talking about?
I bet you if I ask in the chat, do you
Oh
think
my
Bud
God,
would knock
dude.
out Charlo?
If
I'm
Charlo
getting
would've
100%.
fought, if he would have fought, he was
Bud
clinching the whole
will
fight. He was.
sleep
I can
Charlo.
hug you the whole fight.
Bud will sleep Charlo. He'll sleep him while he's hugging him. Sleep him.
Yeah,
Your guy
because
couldn't do
Charlo's
that.
gonna fight him. Charlo's not gonna be hugging him like a little bitch. He's gonna fight him.
You want to
Look at the
know
fight
why
again.
Canelo couldn't stop the guy from hugging him?
Hold on one second.
Because he has no head movement. His feet
Y'all
are
gave
slow,
Earl Spence-
and he loads
Hold
up on every punch.
Hold on one
That's why he
second,
couldn't
y'all.
knock him out.
Hold on one
He
second.
probably
Y'all
felt
gave
sorry for him.
Y'all gave Spence so much hell because he didn't knock out Mikey Garcia. Now, when it's on Canelo not knocking out Charlo, y'all trying to hold punches. This is the same.
Or are
thing
you
we
talking
said
about Mikey
Earl.
Garcia, the one that was 130, the little dude?
No, I'm
yeah,
talking about
Spence
Mikey
couldn't knock him
Garcia.
out either.
No, I'm talking about Mikey Garcia that won a belt at 140, who fought Adrian Broner at 142. Stop moving the damn goalpost, dude. Charlo has never been past 154. Mikey Garcia has just fought at 142 before he fought Spence. He had a belt
He was a
at
small
140.
guy, bro. He was
had
a small
belt
guy
at
against
140.
Spence. Come on now.
Dude, he had a belt at 140 for beating Sergey Lipinets, you dumb shit. The fuck wrong with you, man?
You mean he beat Eric Broner?
Dude, shut up,
Really?
man. Get off my damn stage, man. Dumbass shit, man.
Poor Canelo fans.
Damn goalposts and shit, man. Dumbass shit.
Why you listening, dog? Instead of arguing with us on a platform, why don't you go to Canelo's social media and tell him to fight Benavidez?
Damn, this motherfucker sitting here moving the goalposts and everything, talking about 130 Mikey Garcia. No, Mikey Garcia that won a belt at 140, you dumb shit, who fought Broner at 142. Canelo that fought a Jermell Charlo that's never been past 154.
Nobody's gonna
Canelo nuts, dude. Man.
nobody's gonna raise Canelo's hand for being Charlo. I know you guys are happy he beat a black dude, but you're gonna need to do a little more than that. We're kind of over this race baiting stuff over here. So when you come over here, you gotta talk boxing.
Why
And
he
your
ain't
guy
fight Jamal when they was at 160 together, you dumbass? And Erislandy Lara arguably beat Canelo. Canelo lost his fourth fight. The dude beat him 3 rounds to 1, but they gave him a draw. And then they destroyed that dude after that. They put him in there with killers back to back to back. So you sitting there talking about the redhead stepchild Canelo, dude? Get the fuck out of here, dude. You sound stupid, man. And Coach Amber, Mikey only moved up 1 division, if that. Mel moved up 2 divisions. He talking about 130 Mikey. No, bitch. Mikey that came from 142. That won a belt at 140. I can't stand when they move the damn goalposts like that. Key, you still here, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. You can cook, Key, but on that note, I gotta dip out real quick, man. This is good talking boxing with y'all.
I'm about to have Key close it out anyway, man. We've been on here too long, and just do about to come up.
Yeah, I have a good one. I gotta get to this paper real quick.
Yeah, peace and blessings to everybody out here. I'm gonna let Key close it out. Go ahead, close it out, sis.
Upper, you gotta be nice.
I was letting him Key. I was letting the man go. I was letting him go, but he just kept moving the post. Man. Like, but damn, dude.
I'm mad that John left because I wanted to insert that Bud did not clear out the 147 division. It was actually Errol.
No, he only beat Earl.
I'm gonna let John get away with that for a little bit. But shout out to everybody that came in. We've been on here for a while. Shout out to All Things, Coach Amber, Shawad.
Yeah, almost 4 hours.
I know, right? D1, as always. I'm glad you came back, D1. Akello, Between Rounds. Darius Gilliard, welcome. I haven't seen your name here before, sir, but welcome. Jay Smith, B-Dog, Aaron Muhammad. Let me see who else. Rick Timms came. John Norrie, Thomas Hill. There was great cooking with you as well. And who else did I miss? The Floozy guy, I didn't get his name, but
Coach Amber talking about that was Coach Amber said that was making her blood boil.
Yes, do not. Y'all gotta put some respect on EJ man. And stop.
Hey, Shawad, he was tripping, wasn't he?
The Canelo thing was crazy.
Hey, I'm sorry I lost my temper to the chat, man. I'm sorry, man, but damn, it's only so much damn propagating and bull crapping, man, a person could do, man. He just kept on, man. I kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. And then I decided to just let John talk to him, but damn, man, he kept lying. And then when he tried to move the goalpost again on 130 Mikey, like, nigga, come on.
I know. Shout out to Expensive Paper for the donation and the beautiful Coach Ari. Shout out to all the kings and queens. I hope you guys stay blessed and fabulous as always. Have a wonderful day. Upper, thank you. We did it again. I'm pretty sure somebody gonna chop this up and take some of our talking points per usual. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to you, Upper. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Peace and blessing to everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow as well.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to strike. And guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split em. LTN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eating bullet for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those chicks, nigga. They want that it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sonny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leave a nigga bleeding.